So I have let me make sure these are recording properly. I have a question, a matter of ethics today to talk about.
Interesting.
So
glad I'm here.
I'm out on that.
All right. Some things I've been thinking about since having a dog in my 40s versus things I never thought about when having a dog in my 20s. All right. You have a dog. Mm-hmm. You are walking said dog. Dog takes shit. Mm-hmm. You pick up the shit in a bag, and now you're carrying it to a trash can, right?
Okay.
I know this is going.
You come across a neighbor's trash can.
Yeah.
That's sitting out.
Yeah.
Can you put your dog shit in that trash can?
Yeah.
Yes, no, or depend?
Isn't it a bag? Yeah.
Yes.
For sure. I throw shit in people's garbage all the time if I'm walking by.
So it's funny. I have too, but shit feels like. So anyway, I want to get because I think it depends.
If it go, for us, for this neighborhood, the trash can's only out on trash day.
Correct.
So that's
Yeah,
what
but
I wouldn't do it on a fucking Wednesday when trash is next Tuesday.
Okay, so I might come back and have a caveat to that.
So I say yes, but I've had this done to me because after the trash runs, your cans are sitting out there and whatnot, and I've come home, let me go ahead and pull the can in. What the fuck is this? Now I say yes, you can do it. Just don't do that shit to me. That shit to somebody else. There were tons of other trash cans out there, and this motherfucker picked my motherfucking trash can. He saw my address and was like, "Fuck this guy."
I don't give a fuck about his trash can.
So I know who it was, and I've said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. I wear a colostomy bag. He wants to get gnarly. I will dump my shit on his fucking lawn. Hey y'all, it's Dante. What's up?
Yes, that's the kind of.
We have Dante here today. We also have Casey. Casey, what is your take on it?
I'm against it wholeheartedly.
Under no circumstance.
I don't think it's necessary.
Okay.
You bagged it. It's your dog shit. It's not your trash can. It's not a public trash can. And just like Dante said, like I mean, all right. Is it such an inconvenience to you to take the rest of the walk and come back and put it in your own trash can? And if it is, that's telling me that it's something you didn't want to deal with. So why would I want to deal with it? Yeah. Why should I have to deal with it? I'm not a fan. That's not yours.
Here's my opinion on it. It is okay as long as it is trash day.
Yeah.
And the trash has not come yet.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't put it in someone's trash can that's not been emptied.
If it's like if it's an empty can that's sitting out there that you could tell they're just waiting to get home from work to put it back in the garage.
No, that's fucked up.
Yeah, but I mean, look, we got Ring doorbell cams and stuff now too.
Yeah.
Like if I see somebody snooping through my trash and now I don't know, it just seems more of an inconvenience for at somebody else's expense.
That's why I don't have a dog.
That Ring camera shit, is that a subscription? Is that how that works?
It depends. So, I mean, I don't have Ring. I have Vivint, but I've been doing my research because now I'm trying.
It's okay that mine's not movie quality.
yeah. I'm balling on a budget. You know what I mean?
Amazon had it for like $60 the other
Vivint?
day. No, Ring.
Ring, yeah.
Because I bought one. It was $100. And then I go back on there later and say, "Oh, we're having a sale for $6." I was like, "Bitch,
yeah."
The fuck are you doing?
I hate that shit. Just return it.
Amazon Day may have something to do with our new headphones. I'll put that out there.
Yesterday?
Wait, Prime?
It was yesterday.
Yeah, but yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah, was it another day? Yeah.
What was today?
Is it? Oh, maybe they extended
it's
it.
both. Actually, Chris was working overtime yesterday and today, so it must be deals day.
Oh, well, I gotta go. I got shit to do. That's crazy.
So yeah, I'm kind of okay with it. I also saw. I have a question. I'm debating on whether or not to bring up in this audience. So I'm going to sit on that one for a little bit longer.
Now I want it.
So yeah, so to speak. Just because of one of the conversations we got into last time that you were here. But I saw something funny. Well, not funny, haha, but funny, interesting about the certain regulations that have been passed recently in regard to drafting.
Oh yeah.
With the military. And
this is when you had to edit me.
I had to edit you on a similar topic.
We don't edit often, bro.
It's true. It is like damn, what the fuck?
It's like twice a year, maybe.
Yeah. All right, so let's just move into it.
I have a question.
Yeah,
it's been one of the starter topics we had a couple of times about apologies. Remember?
Yeah.
Should an apology ever be accepted when it's given after someone gets caught? Like when someone's been doing some shit and they got caught and now they're sorry. Like I've I don't think I've
hard.
in my life ever forgiven someone who apologized after they got caught. And I'm not talking about someone that did some shit to me 3 years ago and I found out and they apologized for it. I mean, there's some shit they've been doing, and now they got caught, so they're gonna stop doing it and apologize.
Yeah.
I'm done with that. I'm not sure.
I could say, I mean, we're all adults, so it's a little different. But I know when I was younger, I was a habitual cheater, and I did
that face you make.
Habitual, like.
So then,
Is that a flex?
yeah, no,
Yeah, I was like, what's he looking for?
no, I'm not giving. We're not flexing for that.
Shots.
But back to the point. But basically, I never really truly felt sorry until the consequences were there. So when I hurt the person, that's when I felt sorry. So because a lot of times I'll try to justify the cheating, and I'm like, it's not. I'm not no harm, no foul, no harm, no foul, whether I believed it or not. And then when I saw the hurt on that person's face,
because it is possible, right? It is possible for you to be doing something fucked up and not really realizing how it impacts somebody else. And then when they catch you and you see the pain that is actually causing them, to
That
be like,
part.
oh fuck, I didn't think what I was doing was this serious.
Yeah. And I've meant it, and I've
and I did
changed.
not want to hurt, and I don't want to hurt you like this.
Yeah, there is a point to that too. It's like if you're doing something and you know that it's fucked up,
Right.
and then you get caught and then you apologize,
Yeah.
like fuck off. But if you're doing something and, like you say, you're not aware in the moment of the consequences, and it's like, oh shit,
Or you don't
sorry.
think it's going to be like, you don't think it's a 10 out of a 10 big deal. You think it's like a 3 out of a 10 big deal. Like, let me give you an example. I definitely cheated on my wife today twice. Once with Disney Plus and once with HBO.
Yeah, for sure.
no, that wasn't Netflix.
And I have done this to her in the past as well.
You talking about while she's at work, you watch shows that you're supposed to watch together.
Correct.
Gotcha. We all cheat.
And
I try to play it off. So it was like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, you want to sit down and watch this last episode?
That's somebody dies. You're like, that's crazy.
Oh my god, like this is such a shocker.
but no, go ahead and put it on. I might fall asleep, but if I do, I'll just catch up.
That's the point.
But at any rate, I say that to say this is that the first time I did it, right, I didn't think it was a big deal. But it didn't. I mean, it wasn't. Divorce wasn't on the table. You know what I mean? But like it did. She was pissed.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't realize. I thought maybe what I was causing was like a 1 out of 10. But I say maybe it was a 4 out of 10.
That's a very good example.
You know, and like, so
It's more serious than you thought.
yes, so I was sorry, and I'd like to say I wouldn't do it again, but nerve rage was today, and I had very limited options as to when I was.
I mean, it was for a purpose at least. It wasn't just because you couldn't wait.
And if had it not been for nerve rage, I would have waited.
Can you delve in or not on there?
With what?
To what spurned that question?
No, I just think about shit a lot, man. Like, my brain don't fucking shut off.
I get it.
But like, I didn't even think about that point because you said like apologizing when you get caught because you feel bad about the other person. But usually when I encountered it, it's someone apologizing for their own ass because they got caught. They don't want the consequences. Therefore, they're apologizing, not because they hurt you, because they don't want.
I told you, like, I had an instance, like, with a buddy of mine that I said something that I regret to this day. Like, it's one of my biggest regrets. And I didn't say it to him. I said it to somebody else. And then me and that person had a falling out, and then it got back to him. And
What's the timeline? Is it years later? Or?
see, but that's the thing. When I said it, I was like in my early 20s. And then when it got back to him, I'm like in my early 30s.
I mean, it's a long time.
It's a long time, but what I said was fucked up. I didn't mean it in a super awful way. Sometimes I will say shit that I don't mean just for the fucking laughs.
Yes.
Like, you know.
We know this stuff for you.
Yeah, yeah. So like, so that's why I did it. And then if I get some laughs, you know, then I might, I might really dig in, you know, and I'd be like, oh, let's unpack this a bit. Yeah. You know, it starts off with like, you know, your mom, you know, had multiple marriages. You know, she was a bit of a party girl, and then little laughs like, oh, she was outside, and then, and then before you know it, I'm calling your mother a whore by the end of it. You know, like, and it's like, you know, so like I will go to extremes for the laughs, even if I don't mean it. It's like I'm just for the moment.
For the comedy.
Yeah. So it got back to him. It's one of my biggest regrets to this day. And the person that I was when he found out about it is not the person that I was when I said it. And I apologized. I did apologize because I got caught. Yeah. You know, but I could, you know, just the way that he said, like, man, like, did you say this? You know, in his tone
like
the
let
pain,
down?
that the disappointment, like I was like, dude, man, like I may never have been so fucking sorry as I am right now.
Not even when you lost your dad's book.
Why did I bring that shit up? Look at that.
That's another one.
You just fucking turn his whole life around.
That's another one.
But yeah, that's different. That's doing something once and then like, all right, we'll just let it slide because no harm, no foul. And then and it came up. Like, it's not like you're gonna bring it up at some point between the 10 years and be like, I said this about you once. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
That'd be awkward. Also,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Even with like little kids.
Oh wait, what?
It's like,
Here he goes.
fuck them kids.
Get ready to edit. Yes. Good quote.
You know, like the kid in the neighborhood, hit my daughter. Now,
yeah.
The first time, my wife was just thinking of the scenario and justify it. It was like, okay, maybe it was an accident. Kid apologized. Little kids apologize. They're not apologizing because they feel bad about it. They apologize because the parents made them apologize.
Right.
Now it happened again. Now the parents, they reached out immediately once they, found out about it, and they're apologizing profusely for the child, and then the child apologized, and I told Sarah, I was like, I get it with the parents, but with that kid, she's not apologizing because she feels bad. She's apologizing because she's in trouble, and she's being made to apologize. I was like, they can't play without adults.
Right.
Able to see them because this kid obviously have a problem and she's not sorry for her actions. And,
Right.
I won't have to get Sophie in that line where she's got to fuck somebody up too early, but she's about to start biting people in the face soon.
Well, and that's the caveat is like, somebody apologizes. We don't know. Is it just for face value or is it for real?
Yeah, it's
That's
hard to
where
judge sincerity.
forgiving and forgetting are different.
Hey, do you promise?
Yeah.
Do you promise you're sorry?
Pinky swear. Yeah. Man, what happened to a good old pinky swear?
Yeah.
That shit was real.
I hit it with my kids every now and then.
My daughter
Yeah,
just
you
hit me
got
with
pinky
one
swear
last
on that.
month. She was like,
Yeah.
pinky swear? There was nothing to it yet. She just comes with, Dad, you pinky swear? I was like, what the fuck are you
What are we
talking
swearing
about?
on, yo? Don't take that
You
shit
don't
lightly.
even know. She said something in her head.
Well, like-
you don't know what she promised to.
Probably over a car now.
Speaking of things that have changed from our children's era, I have a kid that's home today from school because she has a cough.
Oh, yeah. No.
And she went to the nurse's office because she had a bit of a sore throat, and they were like, "That's it, 2 symptoms. Like this, the CDC rule, like flow chart. You're done."
Really? She was already at school and she got sent home.
Yes, that was yesterday.
Oh, well, everybody's already got it.
But
so.
they had to stay home. They had to stay home, and she got it at fucking school.
Obviously,
And
usually the kids didn't bring stuff home from school.
Right, and
That's why I don't have no kids, bro.
she has to she has to stay home for 2 days and have 2 COVID tests before she can go back.
Wow.
They provide the COVID test.
Well,
which
at
was
least
awesome.
that.
At least that was nice.
But what if there's like parents got to work and shit?
Well, here's the thing, right? So she tested negative, and we had to test her again today. But the truth is that she probably has something worse than COVID, like in terms
Nowadays,
in terms of for kids.
Yeah.
But like if she was like, oh, I tested positive for
Hand, foot, and mouth.
whatever, like it's just like. Or even like the common cold or whatever, like that's okay.
Right.
But if it's COVID common, then it's not. It's just a weird. It's in a weird place right now. But it's fine. It's whatever. I mean,
We all talked about it on the last episode. It's almost like us as people have got it figured. The civilians got it figured out. Like, hey, man, it is what it is. It's here. You just it's for the
it's
most
about
part.
time now to.
Yeah, we don't have to test anymore. Like, treat it like you were sick. Like, have a
Like
sick
it's a
day.
flu. Treat it like a flu.
Right.
our thing is, our kids are supposed to tell us if they are around kids in their class that have like a constant cough or something like that.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then we just don't let them around Laura's grandmother who has like half a lung.
Right.
And that's the only rule that we are enforcing with it. You know what I mean? Like everything else, it's like because it's just we have to learn how to live with it.
Yeah, but like sending kids home, like, what if you're regular ass parents who works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck.
9 to 5.
Regular
They don't give a fuck.
I love it.
Like then
They've never given a fuck.
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
what?
Dude, my kids. I shouldn't make this about my kids, but like they went to school 4 hours late today. They go to school 4 hours late tomorrow, and they go to school 4 hours late the next
It's
day.
at Prime Day.
Because probably, but because of and their reasoning for it is to make working parents have it easier to have conferences in the evening. I'm like, no. You don't understand what working parents means. It makes it harder because now we had to take off in the morning if we were, it's just like they don't fucking understand it. So anyway, shit. I mean, Joe, you were the last one here.
Yep.
How was your nerd week?
Decent.
I thought you were going to say Mob Deep.
What if though?
And
What if?
R.I.P. Prodigy.
Watched the Jiu-jitsu Kaisen Zero movie. You don't have to just looking at me like I'm foreign language. Of course.
I prefer Jiu-jitsu Kaisen 1.
Yeah, season 1. Season 1 was good. It was
next
pretty fucking good. Yeah, season 2 is coming out now.
Yeah, but a prequel's always good.
Yeah, it is a prequel.
Zero.
Yeah, exactly.
See,
Yeah,
dude,
that's it,
like, I
guys.
don't know.
Get to the negatives.
Yeah, like I don't know anime.
Man, that was pretty good.
You know how many button-ups I have, dude, with characters on them?
Oh, with the dragons?
Yeah, dude.
Bro,
Come on,
do you
man.
remember that though?
Oh my god.
God, at the mall, bro, it's cringe.
Was it a movie or a series?
This movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you watch Jujutsu Kaisen?
I think I don't know how far I got, but
Okay.
I did not finish it.
Okay, I mean it's pretty good shonen, like for the next like teen male demographic type show.
Okay.
It's pretty fucking good. So the movie was good. Doesn't
Right up there with Green Arrow.
What?
Teen male demographic.
Oh, anything on CW.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking with like the fucking Robin Hood guy because we're talking about the top
that's the
five.
same
That's what he's talking about.
Is he on that show? I thought it was
That is him.
Green Arrow?
Oh, that's only
That's him.
There's not multiple like Green Arrows. One who's less douchey.
Well,
Oh.
no. Well, I have never seen the show, so I don't know how he's portrayed.
But I don't think he has the mustache.
No, he doesn't.
No, he's
And
too.
the
He's not. Yeah,
But that dude in real life is a fucking weirdo.
is he?
Yeah.
Well, that.
What's up with
that fits the
DC and picking
bill.
weird-
I don't know, man.
Weird,
Oh,
weirdos.
the Flash is fine. He's cool.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. No, not the movie Flash. CW. No, yeah, I should be clear about that. Yeah.
He's just like,
yeah,
hey,
you need to like definitely clarify.
he's just like, hey, 5-year-olds, ever pulled a pin out of a grenade before?
Yeah, that dude's the weirdest.
Let's try it.
Fuck. But yeah, that movie was cool. If you're into anime, if you're into Jujutsu Kaisen, I'm assuming you already watched it, and that doesn't seem to have anything to do with the main story. It's a prequel, and the fact that it takes place before the show, sometime before, but like I don't see any connection there yet. But maybe this coming up season, we'll see. Watched Scooby 2 live action 2 to follow up Scooby Doo live action 1. Fun movie night.
That's funny. So did I.
You did?
What?
I mean, like, look.
Off of
look,
random,
it's
I
not-
just turned it on. It was
Yeah,
like,
but you got kids, bro. Like,
no, my kid did not give a fuck. She was in the
that's like,
playroom, and I was
yeah,
sitting there
yeah.
like, "Hey, Sophie, come watch this." I was like, "Get the "Fuck
It's
out my
just
face."
to have some dumb shit on, you
Is
know,
it- was
sometimes.
it?
It's fine. It's not like the worst. It is what it is.
Is it better than the first one? That first one was awful.
Velma was wearing some tight leather in it at one point, so that's pretty good.
I'm not sure if I.
Who plays
I'm
her?
Look at
not
that
sure.
picture.
I'm not sure if I find that on brand.
It's
I don't know what brand it is anymore.
Is
That's the
Velma the
question.
blonde or the little short nerdy one?
The nerdy one.
Nerdy
the
one.
lesbian.
The nerdy one was trying to come out and be like I can be sexy too, and then she put on some tight leather number. And it was pretty good.
Your wife's friend did a cosplay of that not too long ago.
Which one?
I don't know. I don't know her name.
My wife has a lot
I
of
don't
hot friends.
follow that much.
I get to be around a
was
lot of
just
hot
browsing.
chicks because of my wife.
I had to go through my saved. I had to go through my feed.
I literally was just scrolling.
And but on a better note, I watched Hellraiser last night. Hulu. Hulu's killing with a reboot. If this is the way they're going, because
Oh, it's out.
because Prey is amazing, right? As you would agree, Bobby.
It's average.
Prey is fucking great.
At best.
A great reboot.
It's average.
I skipped over that Hellraiser thing. It was an ad, but I just thought it was the old movie.
No, it's
I
a
wanna
new
see it.
movie that just
Oh,
came
wow.
out,
And it was
I
good?
watched it last. It was
Damn.
good. It adds to the lore.
Did you watch it, Dante?
I have not yet.
Right? It adds to the lore. It has like
On the list.
decent acting. The people like, I don't know. It invokes a feeling out of you.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I don't necessarily like a majority of them, but like they seem like real people who are fucked up.
I want to talk about motherfucker. I want to talk about something evoking a feeling, but I can't because you are not caught up.
That's fine. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. But yeah, I recommend. Like I wasn't expecting too much out of it. I was expecting it to be at least decent, but it was better than decent. And
Good.
I would watch more in this universe.
Cool.
And like the Cenobites were fucking cool. Practical effects were great.
I saw a bunch of pictures of them, like just like the actors
Yeah.
in the suits, like just lounging around, like but they look great.
Yeah,
like
the practical
designs
effects are
look great.
It's like they did not wear like it does change a little bit because before when they're wearing like the black leathers and shit, because the word Cenobite has like a religious connotation, right? And like they seem like priests or clerics.
Yes,
right?
yes.
But now they're not wearing clothes.
See, I wish I could. I like the leather look.
I do too.
Okay.
But this like also serves a purpose. It's like their skin made into clothes, which is body horror.
Yeah, because it's like chains here.
Yeah,
keeping-
it's like ripping and stretching the skin into like a fucking dress, which is fucking horrifying. But like it's less like regal.
Yeah, I'm
Watch it. I enjoyed it.
Curious,
I enjoyed it.
so to speak.
Low energy, low investment. I've been into like just low investment shit. Watching low investment shit at night. Like
Little dick energy. Would you say?
I don't know about that.
You know, it's like
It's because he's exhausted from sharing all that dick energy.
Well, I'm not saying that you have little dick energy. I'm just saying you've been in the mood for some little dick energy with low investment stuff.
Is that something that happens to you sometimes? You want some little dick?
Ironically, all I want is big dick energy because I want big investment on everything, so to speak.
I mean,
So to
everybody
speak.
wants to watch a porn
Sometimes
with a
work and you just like
small. Oh, nothing.
Never mind.
sometimes after a long fucking day, man, I don't want to fucking feel too much.
Yeah,
Like I just want to unwind to something.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that I put on to just dumb. I think it's a musical choice for me. Like I don't think I ever put on dumb television unless it's like Simpsons or Family Guy or
Right.
something like that. But
That's
even that, Family Guy's dumb, but Simpsons isn't dumb.
Depends on which episode sometimes.
I wouldn't
Just like South Park, sometimes it's dumb, sometimes it's not.
Yeah, South Park I would say is more frequently like toes the line, but like it's not a given. Either one of those is not a given. Whereas like Family Guy is dumb.
You know it's gonna be dumb.
Yeah.
Expecting dumb.
Yeah.
So I've been watching. I've finished watching Floor's Lava season 3.
Oh
God,
that's
You and my
That's
daughter.
too dumb.
That's great, man. I just want to go. I would go and for funsies
You're not the only one. It's definitely trending on Netflix.
to watch it.
Yeah.
Man. It's,
Because my 6-year-old fucking watches every
Over and
episode
over.
6 times. Like,
it's not enough. It's only like
Jumping on the couch and shit.
it's like 10 episodes for season 1, 5 episodes for season 2, and 5 episodes again
Joe,
for season 3.
believe me, I'm aware. I'm too aware.
I fucking watch all of it in one sitting. I'm like, I could do with more. But I also just want to like participate. That it looks fun.
Yeah.
It's like when you're watching like slime shit back in the day with Nickelodeon or whatever.
As you talk, I'm just making me remember things I want to talk about. Also,
I mean, it's great. That's why
Yeah.
that's why we're here. That's why I got
Yeah.
a phone out. Started watching Nailed It.
Okay.
I didn't think I was gonna enjoy it as much as I did, but the hosts and guests are fun.
Is it when people's
Makes me
tattoos
laugh.
look nothing like the person they're trying to have tattooed on them? Because I love those.
It's kind of like that, but with cake. And you know, I love cake.
Yeah.
So as a guy who knows how to make fucking fancy cakes, and then they just invite rando everyday person who can't fucking bake
Right.
to try to remake these things.
Oh, nailed
and
it.
the results is fucking hilarious.
Nice.
a lot of times. And then sometimes it surprisingly like turns out fucking good. But like but the two hosts and the guest host have to eat it to taste the fucking thing, and that's fucking hilarious
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Can you imagine you fucking like to tell Leia to go bake a cake and then you have to eat it afterwards with no supervision?
Yeah, it would be tricky because I'm particular. You know, and
special.
usually cakes are safe, but motherfuckers get sometimes they get too fancy with the cakes. Like fucking, usually it's like the bread, like banana bread, and like shit like that. Like anytime the apples or apple something fritter, I'm out. I'm out
Texture,
on
you don't want
that.
to- you don't like-
Rhubarb pie.
You like the apple crumb cake though? That shit was
Yeah,
fucking
that was
great.
good. That was good. That tasted more like just a coffee cake than it did to me like an apple cake to me.
Similar.
Yeah.
The same thing. But you don't want. Yeah, you will texture. You want raisins or nuts in your shit, right?
No, man. No, we're not doing
You
that.
don't want no carrot cake.
Not in 2022.
That's
Not
all I
ever.
watched. But there was a couple of things I want to talk about. For TwitchCon happened this past weekend. I didn't go. We were going to go, but like one of the friends we basically wanted to go hang out with the whole time wasn't able to make it, so we canceled.
Where was it?
Cali somewhere. But that was a big fuck up there though. They had a huge foam pit, right?
Oh,
I saw something
It's
gone
specific
viral.
about it.
It's
That jump?
fucking off.
Somebody specifically?
It's like a girl.
Yeah. It's not just
she
any
broke
girl.
her back.
What girl?
She's a porn star.
Yeah, she's yeah.
Yeah. Well, not anymore.
They blew her back out.
Plus, she said, "Dang it!"
Yeah, I mean, damn it. But after all
Obviously, you don't need me here, Bobby. I'm just gonna leave.
after years in porn, though, you get your back broke. That way, she has to get rods put in.
Yeah,
That sucks.
My favorite part, if everybody saw the video, is she jumps, blows her fucking back out, and her friend jumped and hurt herself too, but was like okay.
Yeah.
And like this guy was like, "Are you okay?" Because she like wasn't moving and stuff, and her friend goes, "Oh, she's fine." Like I hate that shit.
Yeah, don't talk about me.
Yeah, shut up! I broke my
You
back.
can see the distribution of force go through her.
Oh man,
It's
fucking negligence. Hello,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like a foot of foam
She'll
Yeah.
be paid.
with concrete underneath. But
Good thing you didn't
a
go.
lot of people got hurt. I wouldn't have jumped in there like a fucking moron. But,
Yeah.
but
probably
they
would've.
set it up to jump. It looks like you couldn't tell. It was foam and there was like
Right.
platforms. It looks like it's for jumping, but a lot of people got hurt.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's some kind of fucking
you
oversight.
just saw-
That's some like who let that thing stay open first
Right,
of all
after the first
after
injury.
even the first couple injuries.
Yeah.
But dude, like usually, like when you go to gym, like underneath is a trampoline, and then there's like fucking 5 foot of foam.
Right.
I just watched them. I feel bad for
And the
anyone.
foam itself didn't even look like it had a lot of give to it.
They usually don't. It's a dense foam. It's supposed to be
Right.
deep
Oh, okay.
to like cushion your fall. Because if it's soft, then you just fall through.
Yeah, but I feel like when I've done it at like places, and I feel like I have kind of fallen through. Like so it's almost like a bitch to get out of it.
Yes, it is.
Right.
Right. And all the little bits getting you fucking eyeballs. Yeah. But yeah, that's fucking crazy. I was like, I'm mad for that girl that happened. Mm-hmm. And lastly, and more things that piss me off is Magic the Gathering. It's having their 30th anniversary, right?
That doesn't sound like something.
No, it sounds great. And what they're going to do is they're going to bring back old cards, beta, which is like year one, 30 years ago. Those sets of cards, which are like completely out of print, and some are not allowed to be printed because they're so powerful or something. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it to you. They're just not, the company will never print them again.
Okay.
But they're going to print them again with a different backing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be...
As soon as you hold the card, you turn invisible, and the ring wraiths see you.
Bro, what if though?
That's how powerful they are.
I mean, in game, you automatically win. I don't know if that happens in Lord of the Rings. I don't think you...
I think you might automatically lose.
I think you automatically win if you're a Sauron. I think if he puts on the ring, he fucking wins, right?
It seems that way. I don't quite understand it because it seems like it's the ring.
I'm confused about that.
As a non-ringworm.
Dude, people are typing right now. People are typing right now.
It seems to me that the ring is not good.
Right.
I mean, it's not good for anybody other than him.
Did
right?
he make it?
Yeah, he made it.
Okay, so he made it specifically. So
He
it's like
made it to
fine-tuned
control
him.
all the other ones.
Right. No, I know its purpose is to control all the other ones, but I wonder if it doesn't have the same effect on him that it has on everybody else. Like
It doesn't make him invisible or anything like that.
right, and it doesn't like fuck his mind all up and
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
He just like puts it on and he's just like boss.
Damn, this looks good.
Meant for him, but anyone else is too powerful. And
Yeah.
has
Too
that
powerful
pull.
for
Whereas for
darkness.
him, he puts it on as like
It's just his fair glass jewelry.
Yeah, it's like
it
it's like
goes.
wearing somebody's hat. You know what I mean? It's like too tight on your head. You know, it's perfect for
Yeah. But so they're gonna reprint the first set. Amazing. With a different backing. So like it's not Tournament Eagle. You can't use these cards to play with unless it's
Gotcha.
like at home for fun with people. Which still sounds amazing, right?
Yeah,
Love
yeah.
to have like proxies.
Sure.
They're gonna be selling packs of random, but 60 cards. Right? 60
Okay.
cards that you can't play with for $999. Hasbro. Hasbro Toko. You know what they sold at one point in Wizards of the Coast?
That's fucking nuts, dude.
At one time, Wizards of the Coast, the original company, right, sold this whole set as a collector set, not random 60 cards, the whole set for $60
Yeah, like
back in the day.
you know, I saw something recently. This is a sit down Saturday already brewing. I feel like I saw something recently that said Hasbro expects to raise their profit margin like something crazy within the next 5 years.
So they said that specifically about Magic.
Mm-hmm.
2.5 years ago, they said we're going to raise our profit. We're going to double in 5 years. It's been 2.5 years. They doubled it. They just released another newsletter. We're going to double it again. I'm like, bro, like I don't.
Supply and demand, baby.
But yeah, so like you can blame the company, but you gotta blame these fucking nerds for paying the goddamn money,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like I don't support. I only buy singles. I only buy like secondary market cards from people. I don't buy direct anymore. And also, yeah, they're not selling it to stores to sell either. They're only selling it direct, and each store that sells Magic can have one pack.
I feel like everybody is doing it. Like everybody
you can't fucking use them in competition. Like
It's doing what?
squeezing the orange.
Yeah.
But that's what corporate do, right?
Well, I think so, but I mean, I feel like it is starting to get to a point where it's like on some Princess Leia shit. Like the tighter you squeeze, the more star systems will slip through your fingers.
Yeah,
like it's
because fatigue and like
deep.
lashback and. Dude, you can only squeeze jerky so much. There's nothing going to come out.
Yeah, well, I mean,
like we got
I do
to
too.
harder.
people are out of juice at some point, right?
That's right.
it's insane. Like everything is going up. Like and except for the wages of the middle class.
But
Right.
that's what I say. Like the price, things keep going up, but like the wages stay the same.
Well, then you got there's that small select group of people that are just crushing it. And I thought about this on the radio on the way in. I was listening. They were talking about some of the football players. This guy, who I guarantee you his name you don't know, because I don't even know it. Washington Commanders.
Oh, never
Try
mind.
me.
If you don't,
like, are you Commanders fan?
Nope. But
I think it's
unfortunately, I have to watch
Williams Jr.
Hank
Something.
Williams.
No, not that one. Definitely not that one. I might be messing that up. But regardless, the dude makes, and I'm gonna blow your mind with this, $3 million in 3 years. $3 million in 3 years. That's
a lot.
I mean, I guarantee you there's not a listener that's making $1 million a year.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. We chart in Australia as well as
so
England.
those are euros, or whatever they're made, francs. I don't know. But now I'm really gonna blow your mind. I lied. He's making $30 million for 3 years.
Oh, that's very different. Because you said $3 million, and I was like, that sounds high, but it doesn't sound outrageously high.
I was trying to put it in perspective because I knew. I thought it was like
it's
30
still a
million.
lot.
Yes,
It's a lot.
it's insane.
Even
30 million is
30 million for 3 years.
But see, with that one, like, I hate to be put on the side of a professional athlete, but
I got an argument for what you're about to say.
okay, well then maybe I do, because it's very possible, because it's not my wheelhouse. It's very possible I don't know shit. But when they're charging what they're charging for tickets at the door for a fucking football game and the fucking jerseys and the fucking all that shit, like if the pot is this big, the player should get a big piece of it.
Oh, I don't disagree with that.
Okay, all right.
Well,
Yeah.
part of the problem again is back to the fans of whatever it is, sports nerd shit,
Yeah,
being
because-
willing to pay
yeah,
that
because
money.
they could be like-
That's what
And they
brought it
keep-
up.
right.
and they
When
keep-
he brought the cards,
Yeah,
I thought the
they
same
keep
thing.
raising. If they keep raising money and you keep paying for it, they'll keep raising the fucking money.
Because
Buying
even
tickets.
under this, if the Magic the Gathering artists that do the card art get paid more, like I'm good with that.
They
I'm just
don't.
not good. Right,
Yeah.
probably, but I'm just not good with Hasbro.
$900.
Yeah.
For cards, you can't
Even use in game.
And also, it's supposed to be like they made it was a big announcement.
I'm half surprising that they're not pulsing it. Like, like
I mean,
because
it's kind of I don't know, because like the thing is like they made a big they had a, I don't know, not a talk show, but like they had like announcement of like, oh, making a big deal of 30th anniversary and celebrating. I'm like, you're not letting the fans celebrate. You have a limited amount supply. Also, it's not print on demand like some of the other stuff. They're printing a certain
I mean, that's
amount.
a good point. Who's
It's like,
celebrating?
you're celebrating fucking 30 people who has that fucking money.
Yeah.
Like the rest of us who've been following for literally 30 years, you're shitting on us.
Yeah.
And making a big deal of
you
it.
don't want to celebrate this. You want a few people to be able to celebrate.
You're
Yeah.
pricing me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking insulting is what it is. So like
Yeah.
I don't know when, like what, because addiction is a fucking thing too, and also the sunk cost fallacy where like you're so invested in the hobby and you've been doing it for so long, you don't quit.
Right, because the second you stop, you've lost what you started in the first place for, it to be the collector.
Yeah, and like you
And have
like,
it all.
Find yourself like what did I
Yeah.
do with the last 30 years?
Dude, you know where that starts? Happy Meals toys.
Hey, they
Never,
coming
adult
back
Happy
with
Meals.
the
Adult Happy Meals.
Adult Happy Meals. Now they got-
witch and ghost pels.
Oh,
growing up,
yes, the
they're coming
Halloween.
back.
They glow in the dark.
I'm excited.
Dude, I don't blame you, dude. I'm hyped. I didn't even hear that.
Memories,
Sophie
nostalgia
has no
feels.
idea what she missed out on, but she's about to get it.
What were your favorite Happy Meal toys?
Bro,
damn.
there was little like there were little burger fries,
The
drink
Transformers?
Transformers.
Yep, mine too.
exactly.
Yeah. It's mine
Because
too.
we fucking like Transformers.
it's mine too.
But I have a set of Care Bear cups still, like glasses still at home.
But I'll be honest with you. Ironically, I think I like the Beast Wars better.
I don't think I was eating Happy Meals at that
There's
point.
a chicken nuggets that turned into like an alligator.
I think I remember chasing
yeah,
those
yeah,
down.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember trying to. Dude, my parents, God bless them, they took me around
Yeah.
to try to get the right
My
ones.
dad did
Yeah.
too. My dad did too.
Motherfucker, I was going around around getting Happy Meals for goddamn Cody for his Happy Meal Pokemon cards last year.
And actually,
awesome.
My dad was working in the fire department at that time, and he was on a ambulance 6, and was going around to different McDonald's trying to hunt them down too.
Cool.
That's great. That's cool. But they don't make. I don't know whether our standards were lower as kids, or or the fucking feeling of they don't make them like you used to. But like the McDonald's toys nowadays are like seem like garbage.
Yeah, well, because they also got like genderless. Like they got like no more boys and girls sets.
I don't know if that takes away from the quality.
I think no, not the quality, not the physical quality, but it takes away from the potential, the quality of line because of the way that they think. See, the thinking hasn't changed. That's the problem. The way that it's packaged has changed. So before they would have like, okay, you can get the boys Happy Meal, which is all the Batman stuff, let's just say, or you can get the girls Happy Meal, which is all the Barbie stuff, right? Now, if you have a girl, you can request a boys Happy Meal, and if you have a boy, you can request a girl's Happy Meal if he's into Barbie or she's into Batman. Yeah. But what they did now is like, okay, well, we're not going to have it separated boys and girls. It's just
less interesting across the board.
Now it's just a less interesting thing.
Because,
that neither the boys or the girls are
super invested in.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I think also they've gotten to a point too where when you look at a McDonald's now versus when we were growing up, it used to look fun. It had shit.
There's no more playgrounds.
I think there's also a thing to let's not market it so heavy to kids. Let's not, because I don't see commercials for Happy Meals any fucking more.
Yeah,
that's so true.
Even when you go to McDonald's, you don't even see you don't even see the shit promoted. So it's
it used to be a big like clear thing with all the toys lined up.
Yeah.
And you can see.
So I think that's part of the quality falling too. Is like they're really not trying to market it because they don't want to get accused of you're marketing the kids trying to make them fat.
Yeah,
I remember they switched it all to salads and shit.
Yeah, well, they have the fruit packs, right? The apple packs instead of fries or whatever.
Yeah.
Who fucking gets that?
Yeah, but that's another thing is that like it's a healthier.
I saw a kid when I smacked it out of his hand.
It's a healthier generation. You know, like you all disagree? You all disagree?
Well, the kids, I think kids are going to eat what you feed them. Like, I don't know if they're like healthy conscious.
I'm saying that like that's the way the trend is going in this country. Like if you look at like
and it should, to be honest,
for sure. But if you
went down for a long time.
But if you look at like meeting young people, and all of them are all cut. You know, like skinny, thin, muscular, like
man,
you know,
I'm 41. I'm fine
but you're the exception to the rule of the average 41-year-old. You know, but I think that like they are going to have kids. They're going to raise them with that stuff too. Like
for sure.
I never went into a fucking gym. Like as a fucking kid, are you nuts?
Right.
Like I was out there. You know, like,
you're outside.
Yeah, I was outside.
That was the gym.
Yeah,
that's very true.
Yeah. Girls, I was like, that's what I was. You know,
burning calories with them.
They
girls.
were the gym too.
You know, like I would have never been like, man, I'm going to take time away from my friends and drinking and girls and whatever else to go inside this gym and lift things.
I'm still not like that.
But I still don't know how some of us didn't die as kids doing what we did. Though.
I know.
Like, because I remember like walking through like kind of sewers. I don't know, in neighborhoods. At the end of the neighborhood, there's a big dip for like I guess water collection. And there's a tube, and you can go through there and come up through the grates. Like I would go in there, walk in, and like scare people from the curb or whatever. Like you could drown in there.
You were Pennywise.
I was doing I was doing the Pennywise because you can just go in there. Like I remember across the street there was like a hole in the ground where like water comes from. I was like, oh, it's fresh spring water. And I would fucking drink from a hole in the ground. like I would never imagine now like to even touch that shit.
But I would try to get in sewers and shit all the time as a kid. Like
especially if you lost a ball down there.
Yeah,
that shit. For sure.
I think it was all the stuff like fucking the turtles, like you know, like all the characters like hung out in the sewers. So it was like
street sharks.
Yeah, what the fuck? I'm gonna check this shit out.
There was a time we were playing football in the street, and the ball rolled down the manhole or whatever, and we sent Cedric down there. And
that's the perfect one to send down there.
Yeah, of course. The hole was big enough for him to fit down. So the ball rolled down. So we put him on a skateboard and pushed him down to get the ball. It worked out fine. It came out okay.
He's very successful.
Actually, I think I saw him recently.
Really?
I don't know that he there's kind of this look.
It's hard to explain how awkward this dude was. Cool, but it's hard to explain how bizarre he looked. Like,
are you gonna regret saying this in 10 years?
Right.
In the environment that he was hanging out in. Okay. So he would hang out at this place where we hung out, the World. We call it the World. He would hang out at the World. And I'm just going to try to paint a picture of him. he was about 5'4", 5'5", it seemed.
Fair.
He weighed maybe
Average height.
16 pounds.
Too much credit. He was a little fella.
Blonde hair, short, tight haircut.
Never missed an appointment.
Never missed an appointment. And for his haircut or probably anything in life, and like dressed kind of like just put together, not like flashy or anything, just like like. He walked right out of a catalog picture, he went up to the mannequin and was like, "I'll wear whatever he's wearing." And I can tell you,
too.
If you were to take everybody in the world and not in the world, but in that house that we called the world, and told them go sit outside on the curb and did like a lineup, and one person didn't belong, it was 100% him. But nobody had an issue with him, and he got along fine. I don't think anybody ever fucked with him. Like it was the strangest
Good for
thing.
him though.
Yeah. Makes noise for Cedric. Goddamn it.
But yeah, so we all ended up fine. I don't know. These kids aren't out there doing that nowadays.
Well, I'll tell you, Selena, she goes outside. And
she plays a lot outside.
Yeah.
I see her coming home.
And she takes Leia with her and shit too. But just the other day, I was walking, there's these houses that are right by the entryway, and there's a little alley behind it. And I was walking past there, and there's these trees, I guess they're pine trees. And a piece of them had been widened at the bottom.
Okay.
And I went in there and rocks and stuff had been moved in there to make little seats and stuff. Turns out it's Selena and her friends, so they built this little tree for it. And I was like, God damn, that's fucking cool.
That is cool.
I thought those days were over.
That didn't die. It's cool that they're still doing that.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
But that's my nerd. My usual message really on here about nurture is fucking please vote with your wallet, man. Don't be giving fucking people money just because you feel pressured about the franchise or whatever that you supposedly love. Agreed. It's not about that.
Yeah, the franchises
and it will only get worse. If you
cry now, laugh later.
Yeah, and if you keep throwing money at them, they'll just get worse. Hopefully, stop giving them money and they'll get better.
Quick question: Jujutsu Kaisen 0. That's who's it based on? The main character from the. It's
not in. That's what I'm saying. The main character is not in.
Not even in.
Not in the first.
Way before timeline wise.
A few years, I think. Okay. Not way before, but a few years.
He's existing somewhere, but this is
it should be.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
But all the side casts is the other class, the upperclassmen is there, and
that makes sense. Okay, cool.
Dante.
Oh well, my nerd quarter.
Yeah.
Podcasting, bunch of it. Bobby, you all came over.
Yeah.
Thank you again for that.
Oh man, good time.
I actually put that episode out sooner than I wanted to. It was supposed to go out next, but I fucked up the dates. But it worked out. It worked out perfect. Lots of listens on that one. And even listening back on it, it was I got done. I was like, damn, dude, that was a lot of fucking fun.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. It's October. I mean, even with doing that.
Real quick, that's just so you think you like horror.
So you like horror.
So you like horror. And if when we talked about The Exorcist, just for listeners who may wouldn't be in
it's episode 19.
19.
But with doing that podcast, I'm watching horror all the time anyway. But with October being here, it's especially even more so in the house. So
we could have played the long game and waited for episode 666 and really sent it home. You know what I mean?
I mean, by the time you get there, would that be next year?
It might be next year.
Challenge me? All right, fuck it. This Sarah be like, you know what? I'm fucking sick of this. I want a divorce. Doing all this fucking podcasting. Hey, can we record about that?
Seriously.
Will you be a guest?
I can see that.
Dude, you guys pod your whole divorce.
I can see that. Pod your goddamn marriage counselor.
I'm tuning in.
Wait, and we're live. Go.
I asked my therapist if I could have her on the podcast.
Did you really?
Yeah.
She declined?
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like the professional thing to do, but that is a bummer.
What would you name that one? A divorce podcast. So you hate your wife?
Yeah, parting ways, irreconcilable differences.
Yes. I thought I loved my wife. A Chris Rock story. But yeah, just watching a bunch of horror, just planning. I like that podcast because now there's kind of a purpose with it. Whereas off the mats, it's jiu-jitsu, and I'm doing a lot of. I got a few episodes that are some tough topics coming up in the jiu-jitsu community. Back in 2020, a lot of stuff was coming out about sexual assault in the jiu-jitsu community with black belts, and a lot of young women were speaking up, and there was a big shout about it, and then it died off. then it came back a little bit. Then it died off again. I just had a guest come on.
Like the Hong Kong rise, man.
Unfortunately.
I had a guest come on, and he went into that topic very heavy. Also went into his story, just like kind of what got him there too. He's got a really wild story.
Who's the guest?
His name is Patrick. He goes on Instagram as BJJ Meme God. So I get on there, like, want to sit down there and talk with him, like, all right, let's talk some jiu-jitsu stuff. And we kind of veered into that topic, and then also just again his upbringing, like being in the foster care system, and like just he Forrest Gumped his way into a gang, as most people who don't know that they're in a gang or a cult end up that way.
Yeah.
Then he wanted to get out, and they were like, "Oh, you want out? Okay, well, you can get out, but you're going out scarred."
Right.
They fucked this dude up.
Wow.
So, like, after he told me the story, I was just like,
what do you say?
Yeah, I was like, I have no idea what to say to that. So I was like, let's make some jokes. You want to laugh? 'Cause I felt like laughing.
It's the only way to do it.
But with doing the horror podcast,
Like two blondes walking into a dojo.
but like going in,
Come on.
Too soon.
going into the horror podcast, it gives like direction. Like if I say let's do the Exorcist episode, or going into 2023, we're gonna do horror by the decade, and kind of break down 4 movies per decade and how it defined the decade and what have you. I'm in Calamity.
That's cool.
Just drink and talk about whatever's around us.
Right.
And
Some of us are here. That's
Yeah.
what we do.
Yeah.
A drink
Never
and I
night
know
anyway.
things.
Yeah, no reason night for sure.
But that's been a big bulk of my nerd quarter as far as watching stuff. After doing the Exorcist episode, then I went and downloaded the audiobook, so I've been listening to that again, like while at work, walking down dark hallways, getting really creepy and fucking weird.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind listening to that as
Is
well.
the book very different than the movie or no?
Not too much.
My wife read it in a weird.
Of course you would have.
Because she's like creeped out by horror stuff. Like, so it's like in a weird twist of fate she read it, but like
It's extremely similar. There's not a whole lot of like most books versus the movie is like, damn, that's so different. Like when they wrote the screenplay,
They actually based it on a book.
Yeah, the author wrote the screenplay.
Oh, that's
and-
right. That's right.
okay.
I do remember that.
That makes sense.
So it is extremely similar. I mean, there might be like a couple things here and there. There's more detail, obviously. Like, and even as we're talking about how they kind of gloss over the Ouija board stuff, and her getting possessed, kind of in the book, it's the same thing. They linger on it a little bit, but they don't really give it the attention I think it deserves.
It's interesting.
So yeah, it's kind of a bummer because
because it does seem like the exorcism by accident in a lot of ways, like that movie, like. Because like it's just like it kind of happens. There's like this talk of a Ouija board and Captain Howdy or whatever his name is and all that shit. But like how, and then like the archaeological dig in the beginning of it. There's like all these like maybe it's a little bit of this or a little bit of that. You don't really know.
Well, it's supposed to be based on. Is it based on a true story? Supposedly?
Yeah, but the true story is like wild different.
Okay, so that's different.
Yeah,
okay. Than the book even.
Correct.
Okay, I can imagine like the book being a little different than the
Right.
original, and then
the true story.
It's a boy.
Yeah, all the earmarks are there, but it's still vastly different versus what you get on screen, obviously for Hollywood, but even hearing the story,
Holly weird, am I right, Joe?
Nailed it.
like even hearing the story of the original boy, it still sounds like, I mean, y'all could have made that shit. And I think there's a movie The Possession that came out in the early 2000s.
a lot of possession movies. I watch all of them.
There, yeah.
Well, no,
I got them
it's
mixed up.
called.
I get confused as to which ones I've seen and
Yes.
haven't seen.
Yeah, I've been trying to like go more and more into them. And as I'm scrolling, like, shit, have I seen this one?
Those are the only two
Emily
types
Rose
of.
and,
Yeah. Emily Rose is a good one.
Yeah, that's.
that
I mean,
one's
that's
real
based on a
good.
true story.
Yes.
Right? But with the psychiatry thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's real good.
There's only two that I haven't. There's only two genres of horror movies that actually really interest me. Like I'll watch other shit, but like it's haunted houses or possessions. Yeah, like those are the only two that really, in the haunted house I can extrapolate. Like Shining, The Shining to me is a haunted house.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, those are the ones that actually give me the chills.
Yeah, the EBGBs, man. That's what I'm in for.
It's like I watch a slasher. It's like it's good fun.
Yeah, good fun.
It could happen, but I'll push you down the stairs.
What's that one on Netflix with 1994? They're doing it.
What's it?
It's something 1994 on Netflix, and it's a 3-part series.
Oh yeah, but
Fear Street. Yeah. I tried yesterday, and I was like,
no, I barely got through the first movie. I could not do the second
because
movie.
I wanted a fun slasher.
Yes.
And my nephew, who doesn't really watch anything, was like, "Is this like a sequel to Scream?" I was like, "Right," but like Scream was done well for what it is. But anyways,
but yeah, kind of just watching stuff like that has been kind of the run lately. Then on Netflix, I watched the Dahmer thing, which
that's real life horror right there.
I would have watched
real life slasher.
I canceled Netflix.
that's part of mine now.
Did you watch Doctor Sleep before Netflix since you like The Shining?
I don't think so.
Oh, damn it.
Doctor Sleep. Something I'm going to watch.
It is good with Ewan McGregor
in a couple weeks.
A grown up kid.
There's a movie that I think it's still in theaters. It's called Barbarian. I don't think it's
people have been telling me to watch that one too.
I just got a text about that yesterday.
It's about to hit HBO on the 25th.
Great.
Nice.
Oh, sweet.
And the trailer, they only did one trailer. And that trailer that you get is not at all the movie.
It's with
What was
Justin
I talking
Long, right?
about?
What's that?
With Justin Long.
Yeah, Justin Long is in there. Bill
guy.
Skarsgård, Pennywise, the kid who played Pennywise.
This is how it should be spreading. Somebody sees it and they're like, dude, this movie's where it's at. And now the 4 of us know. And then it spreads. Fuck a trailer.
Yeah. Well, and that was the thing.
Too much
they
trailer.
only did that one trailer. And from what I understand, what you see in the trailer
has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it's
that's
like
key,
that's
man.
just the icing on the cake.
I like that Smiles marketing. I don't know if we talked about it last week.
Genius.
But like, are you familiar with this?
Maybe
so Smiles is this new horror movie coming. Looks creepy. I'm interested in it. And for marketing, they've been basically paying actors to go stand at like sporting events because all the sports are going on right now. Baseball, football, like it's all happening.
Playoffs.
Right now. And they'll just be these people that'll stand up and they have a T-shirt on that says "Smile" and they just look at you and give you like the
creepiest fucking dude. I remember watching.
That's great marketing
for a long ass time.
I was watching the Mets game and I was like, "What the fuck?" I rewound it and I paused it and I was like, "What the fuck?"
It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
that's great.
And then I found out later they were like, it was funny because security was like, "Man, can you sit down?" And she was just like creepy smiling, and I was like, "God, get her out of here!"
Yeah,
like,
brilliant.
Yep.
My buddy, his girlfriend, I guess she's fucking terrified of horror movies. And then they're trying to watch more for October, and she's just not dealing with it well. So it's like, dude, I want to see her like watch a horror movie in the theater. So I said, someone was like, dude, you want to go see Smile this weekend?
That's
like,
awesome.
Yeah, let's do it. I was like, dude, I'll pay. Like, let's go.
I'm gonna watch Bram Stoker's Dracula with Jaina this month, but I say that to say this: fucking inhaled farts. This dude on Instagram hit me up and sent me this reel. It wasn't a reel; it was like a YouTube link, and it was to like all these like it was a montage of like all of his terrible acting in Keanu Reeves' terrible acting in Dracula, and he's like, it never gets old. It's just like it's like 5 minutes of just him
really
talking.
Bad.
It's all like
it's really bad.
Because what I think what makes it digestible for me is he really is surrounded by brilliant performances in that movie, like across the board. Like everybody kills it, except for him. So it's like he doesn't seem as bad because like everything else.
Him up.
But yeah, the rising tide, right? But like, but when you see it in a vacuum, just the clips, it's just like, yo, this dude really sucks at this job.
It's almost to a point where I forget that he's in the movie.
Yeah,
and he's like,
and he's a Keeb.
Yeah, he's the
the devil's grown young.
That's the best one. That's the best worst one.
But yeah, like we watched the Dahmer series. Well, I watched it. Sarah, I don't think she was really interested anyway, which is fine. It was I've found something bizarre. Maybe I'm just fucked up, but people talk about, oh my god, it was so hard to get through. Just all these things that were tough, and I'm like, I watched it. It was like it maybe people just fucking soft as baby shit. I don't know.
I'm with you.
But
I enjoyed it, man. I didn't see anything where I was like, I can't do this. As a matter of fact, they didn't dive into the necrophilia and the cannibalism as much as I thought they should. And
wait, I mean, were you disassociated?
In Maryland, necrophilia is actually called cracking up a cold one. Shout out to Chris.
You're in a seat, so fuck.
But yeah, that
God, I couldn't
just
wait to get that.
kind of watching that. It was, I thought it was really good. Evan Peters, I like that dude. Anything that he's in, I tend to enjoy it. Even X-Men Apocalypse, I enjoyed his part. I didn't enjoy that movie.
It was also
that was the only part that was worth anything for me was him.
That's when they dropped the ball on the Scarlet Witch. Right? Because they brought him back and they were like, oh, no, it was a coincidence. Same actor. I'm like, fuck you.
It's like, motherfuckers.
Yeah, he's good.
But
American Horror Stories, he's great. And he makes those shows.
Yep. But pretty much just podding.
You
didn't watch Hellraiser yet?
Not yet. So what I want to do... So Phil and I, we sat down and did a werewolf episode, and one of the things we kept saying during that episode was we need Joe, because we were just so off topic that it was like, look, Joe's the adult in this group.
Wow, that's bad. That is fucking bad.
There have been times where we've gone off topic, and you're like, okay, let's bring it back. And I was like, okay, thank you, Joe. We didn't have that. So we're talking about Marvel Legends. We're talking about comic book movies. We're talking about anything but werewolves. So I'm going to have to put that somewhere else.
Isn't that a new werewolf Marvel thing too?
Werewolf. I did watch that. Yeah, it was fine.
I didn't watch it yet. I'm going to.
I didn't hate it. Everyone's like, "Oh, I loved it. It was great." And I mean,
it sounds like so. Everyone around you says, "I love you. I love it. It's great," but you say, "I didn't hate it." That sounds like a Marvel TV show. It all checks out.
Yeah, it was like it didn't feel like anything special.
Yep.
It was like, okay, it was shot pretty well.
What's the best Wolfman movie?
Ooh,
In Petty.
That's just any movie with werewolves in it.
I'm guessing that's
just
fair.
with werewolves in it. I personally liked Red Riding Hood. It came out like in the mid 2000s.
Huh? I don't know.
But Gary Oldman's in it.
Oh, really? You have my attention.
Yeah, I got attention.
That's my male crush.
I can never pronounce that girl's name, but the big eye Amanda Seyfried or something.
No, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah,
Gary Oldman's in it. That's all I need to know.
Big eye.
But
You already had him at Gary Oldman.
You talking about the girl who played Alita?
Oh fuck!
Oh damn, dog.
Wow. I mean, that's a dude. Just be able to make that reference. Good on you, Bobby. You get
I told you, dude. I am the anime guy. Come to me for all your anime questions.
Teen Wolf. How about that?
I'm gonna. Yeah, that's a good one.
I just watched Teen Wolf the other day. I got watching it older now. I got really upset because I like sports. I love basketball, and I'm watching the basketball game, and I was really pissed.
It's cheating.
That dude ain't hooping.
It was trash. So I got pissed.
What's the one with?
There was a remake, isn't there?
Yeah.
So there's a TV series.
Okay.
But they're doing another remake, I think, like right now.
I remember the sequel. He was like his cousin, and he was a boxer.
Yeah, that was fucking dog shit too. Jason Bateman.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, dude.
There's a sequel.
Yeah, it's worth a watch. It's worth a watch just to have an opinion on it.
I mentioned it to Phil, and he was like, "I've never heard of this," and I was like, "Really? Like,
I never heard of this.
You've never heard of like Teen Wolf?
Was it direct to VHS?
I don't know. I don't think that went to theater.
That might be why.
But it was Teen Wolf 2. Because that was OO.
Because that was back in a day when you could like walk through a movie store and pretty much look at every movie available.
Yes.
You know, and be like, oh, I haven't seen this one.
Yep.
Like, you know, it's interesting. This came up recently because we were talking about, you know, quality versus quantity of content and stuff recently, and why what happened to the movies like Usual Suspects and Seven and like these really, really well done films. And now everything just seems like mid as fuck. And if you catch anything good, it's like you want to get at the top of your house and yell it from the fucking mountaintops. Somebody brought up a good point. They were like, if you think about the amount of media that was created in like the 70s, 80s, 90s, I don't know what it is, but like let's say it was 100 pieces of media, you know, a year. Right, 100 pieces of media. Like now, it would be like 1 million pieces a year. Like
absolutely.
The conception that there could be a talent well that was big enough to support that with quality shit.
Yeah,
is fucking fantasy.
Yeah,
Right.
It's not a direct proportional thing. It's not like the more shit you make, the more good shit you make. By percentage, you know.
When Sarah and I were talking about zombie movies, we're going by the decade and how, you know, you have fewer and fewer. Obviously, in the beginning, we get to the 80s, there's kind of an explosion. Then the 90s, it died down, but once I counted from 2000, only the 2000.
The Walking Dead got it back.
Yeah, the whole zombie apocalypse thing. Became like, you know,
from 2000 to 2009, I didn't even count. You know, I didn't go any further. I just stopped there. There was 180 zombie movies made.
Wow.
So
I'm certain I missed a couple.
I'm going to say, I think Jack Nicholson's Wolf is my favorite Wolfman movie, but I haven't seen it in forever. I don't know how it holds up.
That's one I was thinking of. Was there one with Benicio del Toro too?
Yes.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Yes.
Yeah, that was all right.
Yeah, the plot, his acting was great. The CGI was good.
Yeah,
the plot was meh.
There was a lot to that movie where it's like, I know you could have done better.
I know.
But we'll take what we got right now.
Best zombie movie.
Zombie movie?
Fast zombies or slow zombies?
It's a zombie.
Pick your poison.
Zombies are zombies.
I did. I know it's more recent, so it's probably more recent memory. I actually thought they did a really good job with World War Z. I thought that was pretty good.
So I did.
That didn't seem like zombies to me is the problem. I like the movie.
And that's okay. Fast zombies, slow zombies.
I know a lot of people hated that movie because it was such a they say, I hate these people.
A bizarre take on zombies.
But it was also like a watered down version of the book.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know about that. The book was,
I ain't out here
it was just
reading
different. I read the book.
I hear people say that. That's like a common criticism of it, is that like the book is chess and the movie was checkers, or you know what I mean?
They like to inhale farts. That's what they do.
But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
For all I care.
I think 28 Days Later is my favorite.
It's got to be.
28 Days Later.
I don't think there's much of an argument for that.
So,
28 Days is
Train to
good.
Busan.
I still need to watch it.
What is it called?
Bobby doesn't read subtitles.
Train to
It's
Busan.
because the
Train to Busan,
subtitle.
right?
No, Train to
different.
Busan.
Okay.
So there's Tubi. It's a free app. They have it. It's dubbed. So you don't need.
Sweet.
You don't
All
need
right,
to
I
read
gotta
it.
check it out.
They dropped the dub version.
gonna write that
But I
I want
love
to
that
watch
movie.
it. I heard it's real good.
It just has so much to it, and I like a good movie with some emotion to it that you can get invested in these characters, and that shit takes you right into this roller coaster ride with this father and daughter. There's a husband and wife aspect to it, two sisters and all this separation, like crooked politicians, and all this like in this small bubble. It sounds like, oh, that's chaotic. That's gonna be super fucking trash and dumb. No, it all works out so perfect. They're doing a remake of it, Americanized.
A remake? Oh,
It's called Last
Hopefully
Train to
it'll be
New
good.
York. I'm not.
I know
I don't
Escape-
have high
Escape from New York.
expectations, but I'm going to watch it.
I mean, it's the problem is Train to Busan. I haven't seen it, but I trust that it's a good movie just because of the source of everyone saying how good it is. So I'm going to assume it's a good movie. It doesn't need a remake in the sense that like I like The Ring and The Grudge remakes, the American remake. I like the American versions a lot. But those were older movies that can't translate well.
And I think they did those remakes at a time where you're kind of getting on that train early. But like now when they're taking, foreign horror films and remaking them here in the US, it's like you don't need to, because a lot of people have access to those original
It was on
content.
Netflix or Hulu or whatever.
But I love Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead.
I still haven't seen that.
Yes, that's the original, the first remake of the Dawn. Yes,
The one that was recent.
2004.
Yeah,
Was it 2004?
It was 2004.
Yeah.
I was with a whole other girl.
Why do I think did he do a zombie movie recently?
Yes, he did Army of the Dead.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's different. That's
Okay,
different.
so
I haven't watched
That's
that
got
yet.
Batista.
Copy.
But and then 28 days later, it's
Well,
like
I wanted
it's between
28
those
days
three
later,
that
28 weeks later. We still have a 28 months later yet. But the
hey,
top
she got to
together.
make noise,
What you
man.
need, baby?
Peripheral.
No.
Hey, she accepted that with grace. That was awesome.
But I always
you
rotate
fucking
between those three because I love them all. Because 28 Days Later gave you the
fast
introduction
zombie.
to the running zombie.
Yeah.
Dawn of the Dead is a remake of the original Dawn of the Dead, which was really fucking good in itself. So you're thinking, oh, they're not going to be able to.
It's got a lot
top
of
this.
emotional
And-
beats and like social commentary, which was originally what it was supposed to be about.
And it was Zack Snyder's first movie. So to come out,
Really?
make your first movie being
Wow.
that. And then I think the
Wow.
next movie was fucking 300, and then
300.
Watchmen.
Yeah.
And it was like, God damn, dude.
Yeah, that dude. I'm a fan.
There's a zombie series on Netflix called Kingdom.
Is it the Chinese one?
Yes.
I think
I
my
don't know
wife
how to do
has
that.
watched that.
Did you watch it?
No, I don't watch no Chinese shit.
Oh, forgive me.
No, it's
Forgive
fine.
me.
So,
No.
I mean, like I've heard of it, but I didn't think I didn't hear any critical acclaim about it or nothing.
Really enjoyed it.
Is it?
Hey, if you ask me, we're the real zombies. Am I right?
Okay. Dude, I ain't no slave to my phone.
There's
yo. I
a
love
lot
that
of
shit.
fucking zombie movies, like straight to Netflix movies. Like I scroll by them all the time.
Yeah.
There's a movie
There's a
called
dime a dozen.
The Sadness. It's kind of a pseudo like zombie type. It's really fucking weird, and it's graphic.
I mean, that was the Crazies. Remember that movie? That was like zombies, right?
Oh, dang it. I can't think. Is it called The Thriller?
No,
That's Michael
that's
Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Vincent Price.
There were zombies there.
Y'all need
There
to
were
stop making
zombies.
Do you know
There were zombies
that? Do you
there,
know
bro.
that original Thriller was originally called Starlight? Like the song was like it was Starlight.
What?
Starlight.
Ew.
You get and Quincy Jones came back and was like, "This isn't it. We need to do something else. Rewrite this." He's like, "The melody is good, but rewrite this." You can listen to it. Like you can go on. I'm sure it's on YouTube. Or I've heard it. Like you can listen to it.
I always find those things interesting, like Nicolas Cage in a Superman outfit. You know what would have been or how it was supposed to be.
And do you know what he was going to fight in that movie?
No, who's the bad guy? You mean?
No, it was just a bad guy.
Okay,
A giant spider monster. When that movie got canceled, do you know what that person that was working on that movie did next? Wild West.
With a giant spider monster.
Giant spider. That's nuts.
It was like like Kevin Smith was talking about that on Evening with Kevin Smith. It was like, yeah, they wanted him to direct that. Like that Superman. It was like, okay, I don't want him wearing that suit.
Yeah.
I don't want him with the cape. And I don't want him to fly either. Like after that, I want him to fight a giant spider. It's just like, and he has to have a black sidekick. He's like, Jesus Christ. Like what movie are we making? We're making Wild Wild West is what we're doing. There you have it.
Yeah.
It's the Terrifier, not the Thriller.
Oh yeah, Terrifier.
They're dropping a second one.
Art
That's
the
a
Clown,
ride at Six Flags.
This sounds like it.
Art the
Any
Clown
night at Six Flags,
debuted
really.
in All Hallows Eve, which I watched that last night.
Okay.
It's
I didn't know that.
Fucking grisly.
I love it.
Like the bear?
Yeah.
Or the
like,
Atom?
like bear claws.
I feel like I would love for you guys in particular to make just an October playlist of movies, and it's going to be different than the next year and the next year because obviously there's like slashers, and you guys could, and then you want to like there's like 10 Halloween movies, and so those kind of take up a bulk of the
like
month.
I watched you love the haunted house and Possession movie. I like all.
Yeah.
All right, well, fine, then you too.
Yeah, you sent me down. You say like Shudder. I sit there every Thursday night. They drop a new Shudder original. I'm there
Sometimes
to watch
they're
it.
good. Sometimes
Some are really good. Some are like they didn't need to do this. But yeah, that's it.
All right, Casey, what about you?
Kid Cudi has a show on Netflix.
Oh, first of all, I want to say it's a very bold choice.
Oh boy,
that you came here in the White Lives Matter shirt today. It's just it's just an audible. It's just an audible podcast, so not everybody can see it.
I would never. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm so fucking done with that dude, yo. I'm done with him.
My thing is
that the
no,
line?
ain't no
Is
my
that the
thing.
line,
Nothing.
though?
He's done
because
he's done.
You don't always know what his play is until it plays out.
Yeah, but I'm not. If what he did, and I understand, you need volatility for controversy, and then you've piqued everybody's interest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but you're talking about potential hate crimes. You're talking about stirring up something in people. I drove past a house the other day that it wasn't a Halloween thing, but it looked like a Halloween display. So like a pig's head on a stick, like a real pig's head on a stick. And I'm driving by and I was like, oh man, that's a hell of a, oh my God, that's not a Halloween decoration. It was an anti-pigs, anti-police
holy shit
thing. And there's a lot of, I'm like, man, you know how angry somebody had to be I mean, this thing was huge. It's not just it was
that's
a huge
crazy.
That's what I'm saying. And they're out there, and he's stirring.
they are out
he's
there.
stirring this emotion up, and you're talking about people's lives, and you know.
I drove to Tennessee, man. They're out there.
I'm not a fan of it, yo. You want to stir up controversy, you know. You want to be a great musician. That's cool. But like, I'm honestly done. You want to talk about putting your money where you should, and what you want to invest in, and what you want to see. Yeah. And I just told you, I just gave this dude another chance. I'm not diving back into nothing Kanye, yo. I don't want anything to do with it. Like, and it has nothing to do with what side I'm on with the Lives Matter, and I'm not picking any sides.
It's the ethics of it.
Yeah, you're literally making $1 off of what our struggle as a nation is right now.
Yeah,
that's disgusting.
And there's the thing too, where he's like, he tried to explain away something else to us. Like, there's an underlying thing to it, and it's like, okay, but
there's
then
also
you're taking a picture with Candace Owens, who has been very vocally anti-black.
Yep,
she's black.
Yep.
And it's like,
I
like what?
No, it's terrible.
So my wife knows. She knows a lot of things.
I'm glad you didn't open with that, because you fucked my mood up with that shit, bro. I'm glad that was not your opener.
It's because you talking about his fucking booking loss.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
My wife is very knowledgeable on very specific things, but like sociological shit that's going on, and like she has her head buried deep in the sand on
Good.
it.
Sometimes, yeah.
she just
like, gonna live to see
she
a
just
ripe
chooses
old age.
to see life as it is, and it's a better existence,
Yes,
right?
it very much is.
So I showed her that picture of him wearing that shirt, And she said, "Huh. Thanks, Kanye." And it just kept cooking.
That's so funny.
That's great.
Thanks, Kanye. That's an interesting perspective. It's so funny.
Anyway,
Is she not even wrong?
so what else have you done your nervies besides shopping?
It's Prime Day, bro.
I can't wait about it. So I'm not even gonna leave. I'm just sit on your couch and buy shit on Prime. Kid Cudi had dropped a show on Netflix. It's called Intergalactic. It also dropped the album with it. And
I think the Beastie Boys already did that.
This is Intergalactic.
Oh, not Intergalactic.
Yeah.
Clever.
I think it's that new style of animation. I've enjoyed it. I'm probably gonna leave it at that. I don't know who he does a good job of like tapping to the in between moments that I like. Like there's a scene where he's on a bike, he's just smoking weed, and he's just cruising through New York, taking in the sights. And I'm like, that sounds like, why would I watch a show about that?
I like stuff like that too.
But I'm like, and then the next thing you know, he's like in this galaxy, and the animation's really cool. And I'm just those are the moments that like I know I enjoy. Like nothing. I love renting a little scooter out in Baltimore and just zipping, nowhere to go.
Are you a Cudi fan? In general,
I will admit that I am a Cudi
Okay.
fan, and there's a whole. If you like lore, period, there's a whole bunch. So like, his character gets a job at a comic book shop or a comic book creator, like DC, Marvel, whatever. And but they only hired him because they were interested in this character that he had been drawing online called Mr. Rager, and that's one of
I like it already.
yes.
well, that's one of his accomplices, one of his personalities on his albums, Mr. Rager. And then he's you remember when the Marty McFly's dropped the shoes?
Yeah, the shoes.
Yes.
He was one of the buyers. I think there's
okay.
only so many of them. Well,
Yeah.
he bought a pair. Well, his character has them on in the show. So there's like a lot of lore where I'm like,
Right.
this is really cool. And it's not like thrown in your faces. It's cool. I enjoy it. And it's a movie, but it's broken down into parts. So I was like, I can stop right here. And then I came back and I dove in. But it's good, and I'd recommend it for anybody. Anybody that's a Cudi fan, absolutely. And then I listened to the album on the way here, and it's just my kind of vibe. Like, it's,
Is it?
Yeah, you put it on, you don't have to really...
I wasn't crazy about this one. I like the last one.
Oh, you listened to it?
Yeah.
Intergalactic?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like
Yeah.
the last one that he did. It was like a purple cover.
Man,
it had like his face.
Moon, the
like
man
his-
on the moon?
Let me see. It had his face real close, like up. I feel like. I'm gonna be 2 seconds away. Man on the Moon 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that project from him.
Yeah. Well, and it's not. He's not going to drop like introspective verses. And,
Yeah.
and, like,
No, I know what to expect.
Yeah,
vocally.
It's just even when he gets on and there's a
lyrically,
beat and he starts humming, I'm like,
just-
oh, I like it.
a lot of
He's
it
like,
comes-
humming on. He hasn't said nothing yet.
A lot of it comes down to production with him, with
I
me.
agree.
You know,
I get that. So, anyways, I talked about that more than I think it deserved, but
fine.
I enjoyed it. I watched Old Enough at Joe's recommendation. So
See,
here's
dumb shit that's like low.
yeah, but
low
you have
energy.
to pay attention because I got to read it.
Yes.
So I can't be like doing shit while you know what I mean. But so I was like, Joe recommended this. He said it's like a good feel good kind of thing, and I didn't want to tell my girl to watch it without me watching it first.
You gotta screen it?
Short little 17-minute episodes.
Yep.
It's cool. Turned it on, and she was in the shower, and I found myself in the room by myself, like holding back like a little bit of happy tears. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
and
told you.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I no, thank you. Yeah, it was good. So I made her watch it.
cultural appropriation, Joe.
Same. Yeah.
my Italian hands. But yeah, it's just good.
Yeah, so I
some
enjoyed
people
that.
like my recommends.
Definitely a quick, like, before when you're laying down in the bed with the old lady, check it out. It's cool. My brother had a quick question. I thought you guys would appreciate it.
Yeah.
And he was like, if you could, what family would you be in from Game of Thrones? Last name, obviously. I'll tell you something real quick. My knee-jerk reaction was Lannisters with all the money and all the looks, and But very quickly I realized they don't like short people, so I was like, nah, I can't be in this family.
Like, like the house that I would want to be in versus the house that I would probably be born into is vastly different. But like, I would like to be in the dragon house because that seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah, but then you'd be fucking your sister.
But I'd probably end up a fucking Stark. Fucking somewhere uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Fucking with your father that
so
like,
we
works
go-
with his hands.
Yeah, everybody's out on Stark, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be a Stark.
No.
No.
It's awful.
And I'm out on Lannister simply because, like, yeah, I think.
They don't like short people.
Well, not just that. He made a good argument about that. They don't succeed. They don't succeed. They don't ever capture the throne, right? Like the
Yeah.
Lannisters never get the throne.
They should have.
Right.
Cersei should have won that war. like we were just talking about it earlier before the show started, but like, you know, the idea was that dude wrote that whole thing from the perspective of like, all right, here's the characters, they're fleshed out, here's the world, now here's the goals, and I'm going to let it play out as in my mind how I think these characters would actually. So if this character,
without an end goal in sight, just like finding out
this
as you
is
write.
what would happen. This character has the gusto to take this character out here, where this character doesn't necessarily have that same, you know, heart or whatever. So like, you know, so you can't get attached to characters because characters die that wouldn't normally die in a main media thing and such and such. But like, I think once the show went past the books, you start seeing them latch on to the star characters a bit more, and the dynamics of that change. But I think if you'd have played it out, I think Cersei is the logical choice for the win, because she's willing to she's Batman in that way. She's willing to do what no one else will do to win. Like she'll play dirty, is like dirtier. You know, they all play dirty, but she'll play filthy. You know,
to that point, his arguments were pretty good. Like, what was the family of the guy that fought the mountain? The snakes or the
I get him. I'm not the best.
Either way,
I'm not a throny.
With the sisters and the mother. That sounds so fucking broad. But anyways, the guy that fought the mountain, his family, they were really good at fighting, and they had all these tricks, and they had the poison darts and everything, the whips and stuff. But they always, every single fight they were in, they lost. He was like, they look good, even when he was beating the mountain, lost because he wasn't Cersei's.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, anyways, if you ever have time and you're thinking about something, that was a good argument that he brought up. I was like, oh, and for the record, he picked the Greyjoys. Which was, remember, excuse me, Theon got his dick cut off.
Yeah.
And then but the rest of the family, hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, and he was like, that's us, like, no doubt.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was a cool argument, something, a little brain teaser.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed Dahmer. I already talked about that, made my corny joke. My podcast is really close. I played the intro for you that I'm working on.
Oh, nice.
I cannot wait. I got the equipment. I got the intro, working on the outro, like really close.
And it's all sports, right? It's a sports podcast?
UFC, BJJ.
Right.
So I'm definitely going to have you on. Oh, which reminds me, you mentioned your topic on the last one. Did Lloyd Irvin come up?
Oh, bro.
So, yes.
Yeah.
Oh. So it...
Fucking.
I got to talk off air on that.
Yeah, okay, no doubt.
Yeah, you had to talk with Krista, because Krista went to a living gym.
Really?
Yeah. She did BJJ back
So I
in
think
the day.
everybody knows somebody that's gone.
Yeah.
Is Irving, is that a super famous family?
No.
You know the family that's like really famous at BJJ?
Gracie.
Yeah.
Gracie.
Yeah.
So have I told you my story about him?
And that I actually was when I was talking last night
Can't
with this
say
guy.
it on air.
I started to mention that, and I was like, "Well, it's too broad because I don't know the details." So
you don't want to put it out into existence, which was part of the Lloyd stuff.
The Lloyd stuff. Yeah, I can go into it off air because
after the show,
there's some shit.
The show and tell.
On your show.
Yeah.
Or I don't see. The thing is, on my
it.
mind, so I have connections, and well, that's kind of what I started talking about. Is like I think I could get some like legit guests, mostly because of the Lloyd Irvin ties, but that is, I'm not afraid. I don't think I'll be afraid to talk about the things that like that. You know what I mean? And I'll give somebody the opportunity to air whatever it is they want to say. You know what I mean?
I'll say this about my story, and then we're gonna move on. Porter, who we both know, he almost left in a mop bucket that day.
Porter almost left in a mop bucket.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like he some shit started going left, and he was like, "Oh, this motherfucker's getting ready to catch it," and we didn't know who he was.
Oh, that's funny as shit. I'd love to know. I definitely want to hear that story.
I was like, man, we're gonna roll you out, put a little stick down in the mop bucket with all your remains in it, and just roll you right out the front door.
Well,
just one arm hanging out.
So yeah, close on the podcast. Can't wait. I'd love to have you on, for the record.
Nice to be on.
Yep. Girlfriend bought a townhouse.
Wow.
Yeah, that's been cool. It's right off 216 in like Laurel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cool little spot. But it's been cool to see we're doing things right. We're doing things like normally when I get that head of steam going, it's like, just get out my way.
Yeah.
You know, but she'll be right there next to me, kind of bounce a little bit, but we're like with design ideas and purchases, and I'm like, well, you know, yeah, that looks nice, but do we really want to invest that much? We're always on the same page. And
nice.
It's been cool.
That's awesome, man.
It's been encouraging, to say the least. So that's
if you marry her, can you marry her on this day if I'm invited? I feel like
what day of the week starts with an A? Ash Wednesday.
So yeah. So this may not make sense.
Did y'all know what he was talking about?
This may not make sense to everybody, but in my world, I worry less about the day of the week.
Oh, damn. I'm an idiot. Okay.
Because a lot of motherfuckers, like, they choose a weird day.
Well, I'd have to. We're the same.
You'd think.
Yeah.
You'd think.
Give you a little recovery time.
You'd think.
Or schedule it around when you. We'll figure it out.
We'll
Whatever.
figure it out.
Yeah. Anyways. Yes. I will. Yeah.
Good.
That's funny how you assumed he was getting an invite. Did you guys see that?
So you missed the part where I said if I'm invited.
I did miss that. I'm sorry.
You got lost on the A.
No, yeah, because I didn't get to say it because I had to explain the A.
All right, I'll be a little more wittier next time I'm on the show. Werewolf by Night, I did watch it. I did enjoy the cinematography.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
Is it a Marvel property?
It is a Marvel, and I will say this, Bobby. I'm with you. You're saying I echo the same sentiments you have about Marvel right now. I thought that this was not a return to greatness, or I'm not using those words, but it was refreshing to watch something with a little more effort, a little bit different perspective. I just thought it was a good job. I think it's worth watching.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah,
I think because it doesn't feel like it's attached to anything
Exactly.
that's coming in to influence the story.
Yeah.
Even though they said Feige said, "Oh, this is like a very important part to our
right.
know,
I don't see how
moving
it's
forward."
important, and maybe it will be. I
can
love
see
the
a couple
end.
things, but it's like, dude, relax.
Yeah.
Everything's
Yeah.
important.
It's not a well-known property, right?
No, hell
I
no.
don't think
Well,
so.
that's
no.
where Moon Knight.
Oh, but
Ties in, yeah.
and I heard that like Man Thing is in it. Like
Yeah.
somebody told me that.
It's honestly, I
name, man.
I know that name.
I can hear it in your tone. You don't want to see it, but I think you should, and I think it's worth a watch. It's not going to be a waste of time.
I'm going to see it. I've just been beat over the head with fucking the mid CU.
Yeah, yeah. That's a thing. That's a thing. I agree, and I wouldn't say it's mid. I'd say it's a smidge above.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
That's
like
all.
a touch above it.
Yeah.
it's still one of those things where it's like so many people are praising it as like, dude, it's
Yeah,
so
the
I
hype
got
is gonna
that
kill it.
same, and the hype is not, and
Yeah.
this is typical. It doesn't live up to the hype, but it's definitely a show worth watching.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been fucking watching She-Hulk, man. Come on.
I know.
How bad
I know.
can it be?
I know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and you're acclimated because it's like, oh, you watch She-Hulk, well, then this is going to be a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
That's probably why everybody's like, dude, it's so great. It's like, well, you just watched She-Hulk last
absolutely.
I'm trying, Ringo. I'm trying real hard.
So my girl and I've been watching a show that I find amusing. It's a comedy. It's a reminds me of Sex and the City, or whatever it's called now, just like that. Where there's a female lead and she's like single in LA. She's looking for love.
All the bloody wrong places. Am I right?
She's a lawyer in the city. She's having a hard time like dating men.
She-Hulk?
Pretty funny, and it is She-Hulk. So that's my perspective. If somebody would have told me that that's what this show was, I think I would enjoy it. I think I would
she is
enjoy
in
it.
LA.
I
Did
think
you have a different
I
lens
think
on when you're watching it?
the writing. I put a different lens. I forced myself to, and it is funny. It's a funny show.
His eyes twitching.
It's a funny
His eyes
show.
twitching, bro.
If you take it, it's just if you take it
He's
as I described it.
Be careful.
I know it's funny.
I've laughed.
It's
I
funny
think-
to me too.
It's a joke to you, is what you're saying. I think her acting. I still stand by her acting. I think she's funny. I think she's quirky. I think she fits a role. I think the writing is good.
Yeah, I don't think she's a bad actress.
But when you call this a superhero show, or you call this something in the Marvel universe, it is so fucking bad. It's so
bad.
fucking bad, man.
I think.
You can watch it. Well,
Well, I think
Some
one
people
thing
like it, I guess.
to this though too, as
it's fucking Stockholm syndrome.
It's the collection.
as we've watched all the other properties that have been made, and we've enjoyed them for the most part for what they were, and then this property comes out, and same thing with Ms. Marvel, because I watched Ms. Marvel and Sarah loved it. I was like, I guess I didn't hate it, but
See, I didn't hate it either. I thought it was average.
I don't.
you
need,
watched one episode.
No, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the Captain Marvel.
Okay.
I had Captain Marvel,
yeah,
Miss Marvel,
Ms.
But,
people hated that too.
I enjoyed Ms. Marvel more than I enjoyed Captain Marvel.
Oh, really?
Wow, really?
Just because they went into different things, a different culture, and but ultimately that show wasn't made for me.
Yes,
You know,
it's always
right.
about demographic.
And
I
then
tried to
also,
consider
I think
that too.
with She-Hulk
But
is
the
like,
thing
that's
is,
not made for me.
I used to think that, but Bobby made a good point when we were talking about this back in the day. Is that he was like, why would they make it for certain demographics when they're always trying to capture the most demographic? Right? They should always be.
But that's the
and I
thing, when
think-
you're trying to get a demographic, you might be missing someone. So it's like, let's make this to try to bring them in.
I still think you could have done both at the same time. You can draw them in.
Agreed.
Especially because, okay, I just said, like, this is a show that reminds me of Sex and the City, and I watched it with my girl. That's a lie. I watched it by myself. But you're not drawing.
love that.
You're not drawing in a new audience. Like, there aren't women at the water cooler sitting around like, oh my God, did you watch the Hulk? Like, no. Or She-Hulk.
I agree. I think that like so it's complicated because like that show without the superhero element in it, I might be more,
there isn't one.
I might be more interested in. Like
Yes.
you see what I'm saying? Like I'm not, and I know you're not implying this, but just for the sake of conversation, like I'm not the guy that's like stuck in something being one particular way or one particular genre. Like I love Sex and the City.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I do too.
Like, you know, I thought that shit was fucking awesome. You know, and like I think that like this is just, it's just not, I just don't think it's good. I don't think
any conceivable form.
Yeah, like I don't even think it takes itself seriously. It's almost like it knows.
Yeah.
Like it's like self-aware enough where it's like, look, we know we didn't put our heart into this, guys. Like, let's just have a nod and a wink and get through it, shall we? Like it doesn't feel right.
There are parts even when she's breaking the fourth wall, and like she even makes like comments where it's like,
Is this the end? This is weird.
well, even earlier, like in the season, she made some comment that was almost like, because the show was already done in advance, but it's like almost like they knew there's going to be this backlash. So there was a comment made in her breaking the fourth wall, already kind of addressing something that people were complaining about. And it's like, oh, they knew what was coming with this.
It really made it seem like she knows that she's in a show now because when she breaks the fourth wall this time, she's like, you know, we're leading up to the finale, we're leading up to like the big incident, the big da-da-da. So I'm like, okay, well, all right, so now we know that not only is she breaking the fourth wall, but she's breaking the fourth wall. She knows that we're an audience watching a show that she's based on. So like, there's just a lot that you have to make me understand. And I don't give a fuck about what's in the comics. Yeah. Like you have to make me understand this.
I mean, and if this was detached from the rest of the MCU, I'd be more okay with it.
100%.
Right? It's
100%.
because it hasn't make sense in the context of the greater whole.
Correct.
It fucks everything up.
Correct. Correct.
One thing I will say also, an ideal like, oh, you know, this isn't built for us.
Yeah.
So even in that argument too, it's like, you know, they might be saying trying to pull in that Sex and the City audience, but it's like you didn't advertise it to them.
And they
That's-
don't want
that's
to
what I'm
watch
saying.
this.
No, they
Yeah.
don't. No, and that ultimately, man.
Hey, we.
Well done, Joseph. Well done.
But yeah, it's like, even if you're like, okay, we're trying to bring in a new audience, you also have to market it to that audience. Like even with Ms. Marvel, I mean, you know, we're already in that loop. So as it comes out, we're like, okay, it's attached, but the teenage kids or whatever age kids that this might be geared towards, they don't know anything.
You know
about
what
this.
they might be banking on, and this is going to tie into my next thing. I got my first Black Panther invite to go see the movie.
With whom?
Nobody that ever watched Marvel shit a day in their life.
Cultural appropriation.
So
That's what I told. Once again, he's coming up a lot today. But I told Porter that Porter went and saw that movie in the
first one.
Yeah,
I remember this.
in the theater. He had never seen any of the other fucking.
None of them.
Dude, somebody else just brought that up
Can't do it.
recently.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody else. It might have been Jaina. I think Jaina.
Thank God.
No. I think I've corrupted her also.
She said it.
Yeah, and I was like,
You're gonna get her ass beat in school.
I know. Trust me, she's gonna get that for other reasons. But like, dude, yesterday she went to. Yeah, I don't mean to trash her, but yesterday she went to school in a pink sweatshirt.
Oh my God! How dare she?
In a baby blue sweatpants with some off-color sneakers.
Okay,
I was like, you're going to school looking like a gender test.
that's why you're upset with her right now.
I'm not.
You know how many problems you could have right now with a girl?
I'm not upset.
I'm just like,
I'm not upset with her. I'm not upset with her. But like if she was, I say this all the time about her. If she was like, look, I'm just me and I'm happy being me and it's all good and I'm just skipping through my day.
Yeah.
Cool. But she's not.
She's
She's not. She comes home and she's like, why don't people fucking want to talk to me? Why don't? And I'm like, well, because you go to school looking like a gender reveal.
Hey yo.
But she just needs some help. She's like,
no, she doesn't want it because I'll tell her all the time. Like, because Selena,
she doesn't want it from you.
No, because Selena has an eye for that shit. Like, she puts her outfits together. Like, the hat will match. Like, she has an eye for that.
She's
shit.
been doing that since she was like 4.
Since she was like 4.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
Why is this kid dressed like this?
And she'll try to tell Jaina, like, let me work with you and get your shit
Get
together.
your makeover.
Let's go to the mall. I got you.
And Jaina's like, no. Or and then every now and then, like, Jaina like goes for like a job interview, right? To get her job, she had Selena pick out her outfit. And Selena was like the doctor in Batman, like, look at the tools I have to work with here.
Oh, when he was doing Joker's face. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember that. Holy shit.
But yeah, so yeah.
Oh yeah, so I got an invite to Black Panther.
Oh, yeah. So Porter went, and I was like, you are culturally appropriating my culture.
Yeah. Yes.
And he was like, what is
That's
Black
so
Panther?
funny.
It's Wakanda forever. It's a movement. And I was like, I understand that,
But you're stealing my
I've
nerdisms.
been in this shit since the beginning. You don't even know what you're watching. Like if you want to talk about cultural appropriation, this is my culture.
Yeah,
it's
that's
true.
an interesting
Grew up in
topic. But I brought that up to say, but maybe they were banking on, like, they don't have to advertise in the and they don't have to go into Baltimore City and be like, Black Panther 2 is coming out, make sure you guys go see it. Mm-hmm. Just like they don't necessarily have to go to, I don't know, a woman's book club and be like, She-Hulk is coming, make sure you guys watch it. They might have just banked on word of mouth. And
I think with Ms. Marvel, and I keep going back to that because of the Pakistani heritage
Female.
and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
spread.
they're trying to think, maybe they're going to come flocking to this. And it's like, I don't think they fucking care.
They don't.
And that's the key.
Because the problem is that, like, something is not going to capture an audience just because it looks like a thing. Shang-Chi is a perfect example. I love Shang-Chi. Mm-hmm. You love Shang-Chi.
Oh, yeah.
And you may appreciate different things about it than I do, and I may appreciate different things about it than you do. But we're both able to enjoy it. You know why? Because it's for us.
So is the exception to the rule Black Panther? Because that's definitely appealing to people just because of how it looks or what the message is.
It's part of it. But yes, I think it is the exception to the rule. And even that, I don't think it has the retention.
Yeah.
Like, Porter didn't go see Endgame.
Right, I agree.
You see what I'm saying?
I do.
It's
And
just
remember,
for
we
that.
said
It wasn't the buy. He didn't buy in.
We said-
they didn't get a new audience.
That's the appropriation part. It's
Correct.
that you're not buying in.
Correct.
Right.
And let me say this about because the appropriation part is a joke. Obviously,
Yes,
that we all
obviously,
get.
but,
But I don't like, and I say, like, it is our culture. This stuff is our culture. But at the same time, we, as in comic book fans, or however you define yourself, Joe, but in the orbit, are welcoming.
Yeah,
We're always like, come on. Yeah, we've been
idea
trying to
of
tell
it
you
is
it's been great
sharing.
for years. Come on in. We'll take everybody.
Yep.
You know? But it's just, I don't think that I think is a very short-sighted goal. If you want to have a Pakistani character because you want to explore that, I think that's great. But you have to still make it good to your core audience, and then hopefully you can bring in some new folks too.
Yes.
You know, like, that's the way to do
The
it.
focus was fucked up.
Correct.
I mean, it seems like their wrap up to a lot of these shows is like, okay, this is its own thing. We're trying to bring in this, and that. Then at the very end, here's a wrap up that's going to tie it to everything else. And it's such a loose string. That's like, how? Okay, I see that, but why does it matter?
Yes, loose strings.
I have a Indian, like, proper Indian, like from India, families, lives there, like, not, an Indian. Probably doesn't speak English.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And he's a drill rapper, and his name,
Of course, he's a God damn, of
Man,
course.
you should have led with that.
Fucking of course.
and his name is Naseeb, N-S-E-E-B. He has a song called Revolution that I really like. I advise everyone to check it out. But I can't understand a word of that he's
Love it,
saying.
though.
But I love it because the vibe is right. But I know at one part he says Pakistani, and I'm like, oh, that's probably the ops.
That's funny.
Right? I mean, just playing the odds.
You might be careful, like fucking repping the song without knowing what they're saying.
Yeah, no, I would never. So
You don't know what the fuck you're saying.
I'm super careful about all that shit. Like, I don't like, I wouldn't blast. Like, if I went back to Chicago, right? Mm-hmm. If I was in certain neighborhoods, I would not play certain music. Because I don't know.
Right,
I don't know the politics of it, and I don't know.
Speaking of Chicago, Chris came across a deep dish place in Frederick.
Oh, really?
I haven't tried it yet, but like she was scrolling and some like Chicago style pizza came up for whatever reason. So I'm gonna try and let you know.
You guys put that in your temple?
Small. What? You guys put that in your. It's a small establishment called Uno's.
Yeah. I don't know if you've heard about it. That's funny.
Anyway, continue.
Just a couple more quick ones.
No,
I watched Night Sky on Amazon.
Okay.
What's that?
Night Sky. It's basically this. It starts without ruining it, right? It's an elderly couple that in their backyard, like buried, have access to some type of warping travel system that they came across, and they kept it a secret their entire lives. But they go out there and they'll warp to wherever it is, and then they're in this safe bubble where they can kind of look into the solar system and the night skies and stuff. Well, that's why it's called Night Sky.
Cool.
But it gets interesting. Their neighbor is like really nosy. Like, why are these old people walking around at night all the time? And he's like, his wife thinks he's crazy. Like, leave those old people alone. It gets interesting, but it's super, super slow. But that kind of slow where you're like, you know something's coming. So it's got me hooked enough that I'm still watching, but I'm not really sure if I've recommended it to everybody.
Copy that.
And then I had a moment where I've made it in life.
Oh,
Yep.
Townhouse wasn't enough.
Get ready to hit that flex button.
Mm.
Yeah. I went to a friend's house and I used the bathroom and I shut the toilet lid and I just slammed the fuck out of it. And I didn't mean to, and I realized all the toilets in my house are soft shutting. Not a big deal. So that's how I knew. I said, "My God, I'm around poor people now."
It's like,
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, see?
We got one of those in our main bathroom upstairs. I fucking actually hate it because every time I lift the lid up, it goes up and then it starts to come down while I'm in mid piss, and then it gets on the seat.
It sounds like your house is on level.
mid piss.
It is. The doors be like closing on their own. It could be haunted, but suspect.
I would hate to be sitting down pissing and then just like I feel like a touch on my back and just see just
Oh my God.
pat me, give me
You're
a good
doing
job.
great.
I've seen
middle of the night.
the one with the kitchen drawers and shit too, where it's like
Same concept.
yeah,
Pretty
so
sweet. Not a big
It's
deal.
called a
I'm not
haunted.
yeah.
That's not built on a slant. That's called haunted.
There's a ghost just setting your toilet lid.
Yeah, it's just like fuck this guy.
And then my last bathroom thing. Do you guys find it gross if your significant other uses your toothbrush?
Nope.
no,
We've definitely shared.
no, but I
That
think
is not the answer I was expecting.
Oh, from Bobby?
We don't share toothbrushes, but I have an electric joint, and she's terrified of it.
But
so.
we don't share toothbrushes either. But I have used hers.
Right, like
but-
yours wasn't around. You guys went on a trip. You forgot to pack.
We get like the same. Like we get the same brand, right? We get like the.
You got his and hers?
blue and pink.
Well, it's like a 6-pack, right? So it'll be like.
need six?
Oh, no, that's not flexing. You don't get a 6-pack.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta get the individually wrapped ones, bro.
Oh no!
Yeah.
So we don't. Those are the ones that Dennis handed you for free.
Oh yeah.
So like it always starts off with the first two, or like she'll get purple and I'll get blue.
Yes.
And then you just have black and gray.
Easy, right? I always know which one is mine. But then at a certain point, we'll end up with like green and red. Or something like that, and I'll be like,
Yep. Which one did I choose?
I'm not sure which one
red
is
means
mine.
stop.
And I'll just guess, and then she'll be like, "That's mine."
Yeah.
So she gets a little ate up about it, but it doesn't bother me.
Did you ever
Yeah.
made up after you eat, man? That's like it doesn't get more gross than that.
Oh no! In between the teeth and the gums is a little more gross than just.
I don't know.
Dude, I don't know how you make out. I definitely make out a little more than that.
Just kiss her on the cheek. Good night, my wife.
little munchkin.
Yeah, but you don't have your individual like toiletry like stands.
No, we have a mason.
He's really not flexing today.
Yeah, we have a
Yeah, I know.
little.
What the fuck?
We have a little mason jar, and we like everything.
Just both of you. You don't have your individual ones.
No, both of ours go.
Bro,
'cause
2022, bro.
We
need
use the
more
same
Patreon.
Because we have.
Share Patreon.
Yeah. Please help our boy out.
Please. His own fucking mason jar for his fucking toothbrush.
We do have we do have dual sinks,
Oh, see, okay, now they're unsubscribing.
but we both use the same sink.
What the?
I'm
Okay,
telling-
that's it. That's another. What?
It's an embarrassment
Yeah.
of riches.
You're
Wait.
losing me.
So
Wait. Why?
Because they don't want to clean two sinks.
No, I think it's you can take the kids out of the working class family, but you can't take the working class family out of the kids. Like we've never known how to like use two sinks.
Oh,
It's
you
like
just turn it on.
no.
Come on, Bobby. Hold my hand. I'll take you upstairs. I'll show you.
But we don't like. I don't know why, but we like
Seriously?
We
Like you
both-
brush your teeth at the same time and you don't use both sinks?
We never brush our teeth at the same time.
That's also wild.
See, that
Dude,
is
his
wild,
life is
yeah.
just.
If I had a
I can't keep
dual-
track of his life right now.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I can relate.
I know.
Yeah, no.
She goes and brush her teeth. I go and brush my teeth. Yeah.
But we don't even brush our teeth at the same time.
You take a shit while she's showering?
No, hell no.
Yeah, see, I'm against that too.
Yeah.
I'm not. I was shitting, eating a carrot cake while talking to her while she was showering.
All
the same
three of
time.
those?
Yeah.
But Joe, you wild. So
Yeah,
we
Joe
know
is
that.
wild, yo.
Yeah, no.
Plus, he ain't got no body shame. My man's built. I'll be like, well, I don't know. See her, let me see me taking a shit with my belly out, my dicky do.
Dude, to this day, I'm not sure if my wife has ever actually shit. I have no evidence.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like it that way.
Yeah, me
Let's
too.
keep it a secret.
Me too.
You never had a good chat while one of you is on taking a dump?
No, yo.
Look, I'll tell you-
and let me tell you, somebody trying to talk to me while I'm taking this shit, I get upset. Like, not even joking. I'm joking with y'all, but like, I'll be like, please, like, yo, I'm pooping. That's the first thing I'm gonna say.
Okay,
and I'm not talking to you anymore.
Concentration time. I don't know. Can't
Oh,
relate.
that's just private.
I think maybe it's different for me because I went to military boarding school. So like,
Oh, yeah,
from
y'all
the age
looking
of,
at
like
each other.
11 or 12, like we were
True.
communal. Like with stalls, it's 3 stalls a whole hallway. We all shitting, just chatting it up while shitting. You can see the next guy's fucking feet.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's a very private thing for me. Like
Me too.
I don't even like
I mean, I understand why it's private. I don't know. With significant others, I don't know.
I don't even shit on the same floor.
I would try to avoid that as best I can.
You're not fart in front of her either.
Oh, no, I do
here's
fart.
the thing.
I do
Here's the
fart.
thing. Shit is gross, right? Shit smells. Shit is gross. I think we try to normalize
Shit
it.
is gross.
So that we.
he's like explaining this concept to
Like
me. Like
you
I don't
have to-
understand.
you
I'm
have
saying
Yeah.
it's such a basic
Dude, that's-
concept, but
that's-
we've gotten
that's
away from
deep.
it.
That's deep.
I know. Well, I'm here for the quality
You
content.
pick it up. You pick it up and you put it in your neighbor's trash can.
Because you don't want to deal with it at your house. Exactly.
I mean, everybody shits. Everyone has a boat. Everybody poops. Wait, do you not read that book? Isn't that
Everybody
a book?
poops. Yeah, that's a
Everybody
good one.
poops. So like
We
it's
don't all
normal.
poop, like we don't poop the same way, Joe.
Well,
That's very
you're
true.
right.
That's
Dante
true.
is-
Relax. I
Chucky
feel
O gets
Dante's
isolated
right.
right
Dante's
now.
Yo
fucking
gets
right.
butt naked. To
Like
poop.
right now.
There's an insider
Probably-
information.
Yep, there it is.
Hey, yo. See, that was
like Iron
uncomfortable
Man.
watching, right?
Yeah. See, we don't even know. We're watching him take shits all the time.
Honestly, I can't feel it, so I don't even know when it's.
Oh yeah, I
So-
forgot about
so-
that. Are you
yeah,
serious?
But so like,
You don't get that sensation?
No. I
Damn.
just don't know.
but so like funny, but like on a serious note, what's the difference?
You don't have no issues rolling with that?
No. Well, I've
wrap
had
it,
it all
ace
my life,
bandage it?
so
Yeah.
I've learned to
Yeah.
kind of protect my stomach. There's a certain way playing football, basketball, wrestling.
That's
grappling,
cool, man.
Anything.
I've never like I can count on one hand the amount of times that I shit in public.
I'm not a fan. Dude, we're the same on that.
Yeah, dude,
I don't like shit in public either, but like it's different.
It took
It's a-
me a
it's a-
year to shit at work. Think about it.
I think I think probably the same.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
know
I
who's
would-
the opposite? Your
Charlie.
well, yeah,
My
he
boy
gets
Charlie.
butt naked, but your
No,
boss too.
no, not Charlie. That's Chucky O.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, oh yeah, Charlie. Yeah,
Charlie,
yeah.
Charlie loves to like if he like he'd be like, damn, I never shit here before. Like he'll go into the
That
like,
is
smoke the spot.
weird.
Just smoke the
On
spot.
demand.
like he'll send me he'll
break
send,
it in.
like he'll just send me a text and be like, dude, I'm in Barnes and Noble taking a shit, thinking of you.
That's so funny, yo.
It's funny how people really
who-
think differently about shits.
Who else is
Handing.
he?
Well, but like,
Oh, no, 'cause
no, he.
He can go like weeks without.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't believe that when I heard it at
Yeah.
first, but I started like clocking his poops. And legit,
Yeah.
it's so weird, yo.
You gotta warn me.
You are clocking people's shits, but you find it weird as shit in
Oh, did we
front of
tell-
your significant other.
Did he tell you the time we called him in the bathroom?
No.
So I had a Bluetooth speaker and it died. We were using it in the gym. Yes, I have worked out before. And the speaker died. So I put it in my gym bag.
So at the end of the night, you were saying?
I dropped my gym bag down on the bench and it must have hit the power button. It had a little bit of juice. Well, it kicks back on and it connects to his phone. And all you hear is, oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, I don't know. It doesn't say like, we've connected to such and such a phone. So we go into straight investigator mode. We're like, where's everybody at right now? And we're like running around the place like trying to find him. And like, only one that was unaccounted for was him. So by the time he was done in the bathroom, we're all standing outside. He opens up the door. He's like, tries to put on a cool face. What are you guys doing here? Like, motherfucker, what are you doing in there? Like, what's up? And he was like, oh, I was just So they got his phone. They found out he cleared his history because he realized it connected his speaker. So he cleared his history. Like, so it was like, oh no, that must have been something that my girl sent me. And we was like, motherfucker, you're caught. You're caught.
All right, let me go through mine. So, it's been busy.
Wait, She-Hulk is over now, right? Was that last episode?
No, there's one more, right?
Fuck, it feels
it's
like it
one
never
more.
ends.
It's tomorrow.
What's
It's tomorrow.
Yeah, I stopped watching a long time ago because I thought it was done.
Yeah,
Daredevil popped up on this.
Yeah, so
That was cool to see.
That's the only reason I even knew.
yeah,
Someone said it.
and that
I
was
like,
bad. That was bad.
You think she a hoe?
It's really bad.
Yeah, but she's a bit of a hootie patootie in the comics too. I've come to realize. I'm not a fan, but like I don't think this is any better. I think that they're gonna make Daredevil worse.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, like it's.
But real quick, I broke out The Incredible Hulk because it was bothering me how bad the show was, and I was like, let me pull out the only comic book I have of her, and it was number one. And dude, not once. Well, no, not like last year's number one. The Incredible. I'll take it. You know what? And I should have brought it in.
Get that thing graded, bro.
Not my speed. She does not break the wall.
No, and in that book,
no, and there isn't a single goddamn joke. It's like I guess she died 3 times, and she's like having flashbacks of it.
Yeah,
it was a good comic.
She's a big part of Civil War II.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and she's not.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, she's not like that at all.
Oh, that's a serious story.
Yeah.
I'm over the jokes, man. They're gonna do that shit with Thor too.
Yeah.
I actually hate the CGI on whenever they get it on her face. I'm like,
it's
awful.
Like that shit feels uneven.
It looks like Shrek looks better.
Yeah. I'll make Shrek She-Hulk.
So I watched Haunted Mansion like with the kids. It's awful, but whatever, it's fun.
Is that the animated Steven Spielberg joint?
No, it's Eddie Murphy. It's like based on the Disney ride.
Oh, okay. It was awful. Like
I mean, it's fine with the kids. They enjoyed it, but like I was like, man, what a far cry from Beverly Hills Cop in 48 hours this shit is.
Need a paycheck.
Yeah. Let's see. So Selena playing softball.
Sweet.
Yeah. And she is already a fearful child. Mm-hmm. Like, so she's been very timid about having balls thrown at her. She's been doing very well for being who she is. I say that to say this. Like, you know, they wear cage faces now, like face cages now. Like
when batting.
No, right? When fielding.
Oh, really? Okay, understandable. It's understandable.
It makes sense.
It is,
it's
but it's part of life. Get hit in the eye.
Yeah.
Get a black eye. It's fine. Like, I had to do it. You got to do it too.
I'm kind of like, I'm okay with it with girls specifically.
Are you sexist? Right?
Well, men are doing it too.
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm. But I'm okay with it with girls specifically because like the implications that a real injury could have to a girl's face could be detrimental for life. And I know that's shitty, but it's a fact.
It might help some of them. Some of y'all got ugly ass kids. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Not all kids are beautiful. That's true.
If nobody's gonna tell you,
meanwhile, I'm out there hanging out with chicks getting like into fucking cage fights for fun, punching each other in the nose.
Some
like,
of them are hot.
So anyway, she goes to bat, right? Like to practice batting. She's there early. They do a little warm up before the game, and she has her batting helmet on with her bat. And then they're like, okay, Selena, I want you to go do some fielding now or some catch. She's like, okay. So she just quickly transitioned. She wasn't like thinking about it all. So she just put her shit down real quick and grabbed her mitt and went over to, she didn't take her face cage. Mm-hmm. And she caught a ball right with her fucking lip, split her lip wide fucking open. Mm-hmm. And I was looking at it like she screamed like you would have thought fucking Satan himself clawed at her. And I'm looking at it and I'm like it's borderline, like it might need a stitch or two.
Yeah.
I can see it going either way, you know. So there was a urgent care right around the corner from me, and I took her to urgent care and spent an hour and a half there for them to say that she doesn't need it and here's some ice. So fine, went back. She jumped back in the game, which I was proud of her, you know, for the last half hour, and she got to bat. Went to bat, kid threw a fucking ball right at her, pegged her in the shoulder, and I was like, God damn it, girl. Like, you're just a magnet for this shit today, but hopefully we're getting it all out of her system, so had to deal with that.
Damn. Traumatized.
Fucking Leia has been on a goddamn roll this week on the lulls. She's just been funny as shit.
Yeah, I mean, she's pretty funny.
She's pretty funny most of the time anyway, I agree, but like, dude, so, all right, we had 2 things of syrup, right? Maple syrup.
but one mason jar for toothbrush.
So one had just like a little bit left in it, so it was upside down, which I have my own thoughts about, but that's neither here nor there. And then the other one was full, just because like the top of a syrup is rarely ever clean, and once syrup gets anywhere, it's a fucking contaminant. You need like a hazmat crew to come in and clean it, or it's sticky for fucking 10 years. Anyway, but like so I say that to say this is Laura comes over because they got the full syrup out. And we know we had that one with that little bit in there, but they got the full syrup out. Probably because they're lazy and they didn't want to fight with that little bit of syrup. So they're like, oh, we'll just start fresh. And Laura says, are you using the full one or the empty one? And Leia goes,
Or the empty one. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
and Leia goes, well, we're not using the empty one because it's empty. Wait.
Yes.
That's why they call it the empty one.
That is hilarious, but that's also an ass whooping, boy. Let me tell you.
But what's funny, if you know her, she actually thinks she's helping you. Like she's like,
that's funny.
You know,
Inadvertently funny.
You know.
Yeah.
So all right. So that was one. Another one was
you heard that?
Yeah.
Was your back to her?
No. I was in the other room, and I was laughing my ass off.
I would have just covered my mouth.
So she had three. I can't remember the second one right this second, but here's another one. Laura and went to go drop Jaina off at a friend's house, and Selena went with them. So those three went, and me and Leia and Amiri, the dog, stayed here. Right. So about like 20 minutes later, Leia says, "Are they coming back?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "Just you, me, and Amiri?" And I was like, "Yep." She said, "Forever?" And I said, "Yep." And she said, "We're gonna need more food."
Hey, yo, that was her biggest concern. That's awesome.
She go, fuck.
So I finished Somebody Somewhere. That was that show I talked about last week. It was like it's like a kind of like slice of life in this small Midwestern town or whatever.
Yeah.
It is. It's fine. It's fine. I don't recommend it necessarily unless you like want something like that's easily digestible. Mm-hmm. But come to find out, I don't know if I should say this or not. If it's not okay, Shoki, tell me and I'll edit this for the main release. But Shoki's cousin plays like one of the lead roles on it, and I was like, damn, like that's cool. Fucking cool. Yeah, and he did a fucking amazing job.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All right. So then I'm watching the Rings show, the Power of the Rings. Is that what it's called?
Ring of Power.
Rings of Power.
Rings of Power.
Damn,
Could be.
That
Could
right.
be.
That's Shang-Chi.
So I'm enjoying it, but I feel like it's got to lead up to something big. Mm-hmm. But we're only one episode away.
I know.
From the season finale. So my last wrote was, I'm not sure if it's ready for a season finale. It
makes it extra long.
And I wrote because it needs.
Right, it could be 2 hours.
I said because it needs a bigger payoff. Now we called in our ringworm friend Nick last episode, and he said that he thought that that launching the erupting of the volcano was going to be the transformation of the Southlands into Mordor.
Yeah.
And he's right about that.
Turn to Mount Doom.
That was cool.
He also thought that, yes, in the Mountain Doom. And then he also thought that searching for the Mithril was going to awake the Balrog. And he was right about that.
Who's this guy?
You know
Ringworm.
You know
a ringworm.
Nick from...
gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, yeah. But I'm just not sure... I feel like it has a lot to kind of do. And it's moving at a very slow pace, which I don't actually mind. But like...
I can ramp up,
but it just needs that uppercut, you know, because like I'm cool with a slow burn, but the fire we need the fire at some point.
Yeah, because I think they explained so much in the last episode, like you said, everything you just mentioned, we found out, and I almost would say you could end it there because a lot was explained.
Yeah, that's true.
But you want that punch that leaves you wanting for next season.
Correct.
But I don't know. I don't know where that's going to come from.
Me neither, unless they start with that Meteor Man becoming Sauron.
Meteor Man was. I remember that movie.
Yeah, different, very different.
What's that guy's name?
I don't know, but vastly.
Robert Townsend.
I think
maybe.
Black guy.
I remember the cover.
Yeah. But the part that I'm enjoying most, because like there's basically 3 stories now, I will say, but there's the Harfoot's story,
My people.
there's the elf dwarf story,
Yep.
and then there's the elf man story with Galadriel and all that. That the elf man story, I feel like they're spending the most time on. It's my least favorite of the 3.
You like an elf dwarf? I like elf dwarf.
Elf dwarf is my favorite as well.
Good one.
Because they're talking about interesting things. They're talking about lineage, how lineage impacts decision making. Like when is a man a man? When do when you have a boy, when does that boy become a man? And when do you start handing over that responsibility? And like
how much do you have to sacrifice for others?
Correct. Like do I burn my house down to save the world,
dude?
So everybody else can survive, but my house is fucked.
It crushed me. Like that was probably the most emotionally I've been involved in this entire series. Was when his dad was like, leave it.
Yeah.
Because I could see the dad like taking it off, throwing it down, and then walking out, and you're like, oh, okay, he's upset, and then he starts to pick it up, and he's like, just leave it. I was like, fuck.
House of Dragons. I know you're behind on this, and I want to talk to you about evoking a feeling. You were talking about like I had that moment where like I wanted to cheer. I wanted to be like, yes, like good for you.
Last episode.
Yes.
Damn it.
Yeah. All right, but like I'll
You can speak on it.
all right, because it's gonna be so late by this time this comes out. But like, all right, I'm gonna speak in a little bit calmer voice. The king. Damn, you see that?
Yeah, light just flickered.
See, I didn't bring that shit with me, y'all.
Somebody must have put some Wonder Bread down the toaster.
Dude. Flashbacks.
But anyway, like the king is like old and decrepit and everything else, and like they're having like a trial basically to see who's going to be the heir, and like during the trial, which it seems like his family's going to lose, like he comes into the trial, like the guards come in, like the doors open, and like he's barely walking, and he walks all the way from one end to the other to like sit in the throne. He's like, I think I'll sit here today. To like make, and I was just like, fuck, dude. Like, you know, I was like on the edge of my seat, like so invested in this shit, like to a point that I haven't been with, I don't think anything in a long time.
Wow.
You know, where I was just like, dude, I can't wait for him to sit down and speak, you know, like, and I just haven't felt that way about anything. It's been the most emotionally involved and kind of like literally anxious, you know, and I love that. Last thing for my nerd week that, and I know there's other things I'm just forgetting because I had a pretty busy one, but I was contacted. This sit down Saturday should be coming out this Saturday that you are listening to this.
Hard to say.
So next week, I was contacted by FJ DeSanto and Mike Avila. Are you familiar with these people?
No.
So Mike Avila does like art books, like the art of such and such, you know, like the video game or and FJ DeSanto works in the film industry, and he's responsible for the Cybertron trilogy on Netflix, among other things. He's working on the Tekken series now.
Oh, I was talking about that. The anime?
So he's behind that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, they contact you?
Yes. To have an interview about this art book that they have coming for the Cybertron trilogy, right? So, sure.
That's crazy.
I agree.
How many people do you think they called before you, though?
Hey, damn, Joe. Yeah, let the man have his flowers.
I think it's amazing, but he's always the one who's like fucking deprecating himself. I'm going there for him.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna be like, I'm always like, look, this locally famous man.
So my guess is they probably took what they considered to be, you know, they had research people that just looked at Transformers content, and they probably, like, I'm probably one of many.
I think that's awesome, though.
And I was probably at the bottom of the list.
But join the list.
But I was on the list. So
I'm trying to pick him up now.
I'm just saying, I know. I always fucking tell this motherfucker. And he's like,
all right, I'm just going to go walk into the other room for a minute. Everybody listen.
Oh, shit, we're going to need some more food.
All right, that's the title. So anyway, I interviewed them.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well,
was there like a stipulation, or you can only talk about this and that and all that good shit?
So no, not beforehand. Now, obviously, I was worried that they were gonna, you know, shoot me down on a bunch of stuff. But so I will say this: it started off well. It started off well because I opened with a bit of not purposefully, just a joke. I was just like, Mike, how do you pronounce your last name? It's Avila, I believe. And I didn't know if it was Avila, you know, and he was like, Avila, I believe. And I was like, all right, cool.
Still don't know.
Yeah, I kept my memory. And I was like, cool. I was like, I just, you know, I'm okay with, actually I used the Fonzie joke. I was like, I'm okay with fucking up, you know, about 15 minutes in, but I don't want to fuck up immediately and shit. And they laughed.
Don't listen off the mat.
Yeah, oh my God.
And they laughed. And I was like, cool, I got them, right? So hot mics, let's go. And I told him, I was like, look, I'm going to fire off, because I only had a half hour with him.
Okay.
I was like, I'm going to fire off some questions. I'm going to get some answers, but I'm going to try to move this as fast as we can, because I even had people from Patreon write in with questions, like whatever you wanted, you know. So I'm going full steam ahead. And some of the questions are circle the orbit of criticism, and there was some stuff that I edited, like people would be like, I'm just using this because it's a low hanging fruit example, but like, why is that voice acting so shitty? And I'd be like, and then like I saw somebody else be like, they used non-union voice actors to do such and such. So then I put the piece of it, but why did you guys decide to go the non-union voice acting route? Like, but I think I still managed to piss them off. I'm not sure. The uncut will go up on Patreon on Saturday, and the cut will go on the channel on Saturday. I'm really interested in the Patreon's people. I think I even said it, and I was like after they got off, I was like, did I piss these guys off? I think
let them read the vibes.
And I didn't mean to, because I was being professional. I wasn't like having a go with them or anything. So I don't know.
There's something about podding is kind of like what we were talking about. So I feel like some of those things need to be said.
Yeah, like if I don't ask, and I don't think I asked anything. Yeah, exactly.
What's the point of the fucking interview? You're not gonna have any content.
And even my first question was like, why roll this out this way with YouTubers? And they're like, interesting question, because I went and I listened to a lot of other interviews that they did, and I was like, I'm not asking any of this shit, because the answers to that is already out there.
Bingo.
So I think between the joke and then that first question, I think they got the impression of like, okay, we need to be a little bit sharper, maybe here, because we don't know what angles he's coming at.
They probably don't know like some of your content.
Correct. And then also like they've started answering things the way they'd answered it on other shit that I listened to, and I was like, okay, I got that part, but like I want, that's not what I want to talk about. So I don't know if I pissed them off, but I try to be professional.
You're being a good interviewer.
Yeah,
trying to be.
Yeah. See, he doesn't see himself as an artist, and he doesn't see himself as a journalist.
Well, no, I don't see myself as a journalist, but I do take pride. I think my interviewing skills. I think if I were to think about something that I've improved upon most within the past 2 years, that would be it. Like I've gotten pretty good at it. Like, not to say great, I'm not like ready for prime time, bitch, but like, in interviewing some of the third party people, some of the people that are running stores and stuff like that. Like I've gotten better, I think, at it, but time will tell.
I was going to ask you, about the you interviewing them, and I guess you kind of answer is like going into it, was it just like blind for them? They had no idea. So.
I'm guessing. Because I was contacted by a PR person, and they stayed on the line the whole time, like to listen to the, you know what I mean? Because like when we got off the phone, she came back in and was like, okay, that concludes our such and such. Yeah. And I was like, wow,
oh, you was here the whole time?
I'm like, what you doing?
Yeah.
And now
she just like to watch.
Yeah, but and I was like, I don't know.
I mean, to be fair though, you're not the run-of-the-mill everyday YouTube toy reviewer guy. If that's what they were expecting, which they might have been, because they're all the fucking same, right? Like you don't talk about that kind of stuff or in that way on your channel. That's why people fucking listen to you, because you talk about real shit, and
I hope
they weren't expecting that probably.
I hope
that's what I get from people when I have guests on off the mats. They're like, I get other people saying, they're so used to getting specific questions, probably asking them different things. But that's the thing, they're used to getting specific questions, so they're coming in probably thinking you're going to ask those
same shit,
cookie cutter questions. Whereas, and I'm like,
and softball,
like, what happened in your childhood that caused trauma that make you want to do jiu-jitsu? Like, cut.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that like, I don't think like Joe has been like one of my favorite phrases of yours that I've taken and ran with, but like, we don't like this the same way.
Yeah.
Like, I think that really applies to me with a lot of this stuff. And so like when I ask questions, like to these folks, when I'm in the, when I have the opportunity, even when I've interviewed some of these like third party designers and shit, I'm not like, ooh, tell me what you're working on next, or what toy you would love to design. Like, fuck that. Like, we'll see. For one, if you're working on something that you want to tell me about, you're going to make a point to tell me about it, because you're going to want to plug it. Yeah. Secondly, if you don't want to talk about it, then you're not going to talk about it. So I don't even need to ask. And third, like, I guess I care in a roundabout way, like what toy you would want to design. But I really don't care what toy you want to design, but I do care about what you have done, what you've learned from it, like, and what, like that kind of stuff. So
at the end, did you give them some type of space or like opportunity to say that, is there anything?
Yes. So specifically for,
I feel like maybe go
specifically for the guy who's behind the book, because that's what they're really trying to promote, is this art book that they have coming. So I was like, because most of my questions were for the show guy, not the book guy. So when we got to the last. I was like, look, Mike, you got whatever it was, 5-8 minutes to tell me everything. Sell me on this book. Tell me everything that you can, to give him that opportunity. Let's move on to notes. Angela Lansbury died. Murder She Wrote.
Oh, she's still alive. Yeah. Well, not anymore.
Not anymore.
But rest in peace. I
feel like she's been old since I was young.
I know. Same here.
Well,
I was actually 96. Yeah, 96. I was actually
a good run.
Yeah, hell of a run. And I was actually surprised also to find out that she was still alive.
Yeah, right.
It's
like that name sounds familiar.
We've already talked about Kanye West a bit. We can leave that off. But he's been going crazy recently. Like,
I do want to say, it's funny until it's not. Like, that dude needs help. I know there's a genius to him, but Van Gogh cut his ear off. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Like,
he killed himself too. At what point does it become reckless?
Yeah. And at what point does anybody that's in his inner circle? I know at one point Dave Chappelle had to go like, "Yo, this is my friend. It's not a joke anymore." He went and visited him, talked to him off the roof, whatever it was specifically. But like, nobody knows what's going on with Kanye. But I don't think it's hilarious. I don't find it entertaining. And I think at some point we as consumers need to stop entertaining it, and then somebody in his circle needs to, reel him in and help him out.
So I can't say that for sure until I see what the end game is.
You gonna wait for him to cap himself?
No, well, I don't think. Look, I think Kanye loves himself too much to kill himself.
I agree. Yeah. But that don't mean he wants to hurt somebody else.
That's true.
Buying a house across the street from Kim Kardashian and her new husband is toxic as fuck and threatening.
Boyfriend.
Yeah, ex-boyfriend now. Yeah.
But I don't think that. Yeah, ex-boyfriend. I don't. Sometimes with him, and the reason why I say this is because I listened to his Drink Champs interview. Have you ever listened to that?
No.
It's worth a listen. But I listened to it and I was like, at first, and I talked about it here, and I was like, I think he's legit crazy. And
Such a fine line.
And I went back and I listened to it again, and I was like, I think I maybe get it what he's saying now. Like some of the shit that he was saying. Like,
I've been there, but I'm not playing this game no more.
Because he will jump. He'll do like time jumps in the conversation, and it's hard to follow sometimes. But like. I'm not going to be able to do it as crazy as he does it, but I'm going to do it in a roundabout way. Like, they'll be like, what do you think about, using, this such and such synthesizer, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, they probably thought that Neil Armstrong was crazy when he said he was going to walk on the moon. And then he would just move on to something else.
Yeah, he'd be like, I told Angela Bassett that Adidas was going to do this to me. And everybody's like, what's that got to do with a synthesizer? But somehow it ties in, but he's 20 steps ahead.
And with that, what he's saying is like everything sounds crazy until the innovator makes it a thing. And then it's not crazy anymore. To say like, I'm going to ride a rocket ship to space sounds crazy until we have rocket ships that can get you to space and you can ride in them. You know what I mean? So like,
but it's only one of those like hindsight 2020 thing, right? You only right when you become right.
Correct.
How many people are wrong?
Correct. I mean? Correct. But I think that he has a pretty good track record. So like that's the thing is like with him, I never judge it and now until I see the end game. And then I'll have a decision about it. And the records, and now this gets into a separate conversation because I'm much more interested in the music than I am in the socio-political climate of it all. The record's got to hit.
Right. And when's the last time he did that?
Donda's fucking incredible.
Yeah, but Donda was what, 3-4 years ago? Maybe
last year.
Yeah,
it was last year.
No way.
Yeah.
Donda was 2021.
Yeah. November 2021.
Damn.
Like that's the thing is like if all of that stuff funnels back into a brilliant piece of work, I'm up for it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go through some of these other notes because I haven't had time to yet. So pardon me. The Super Mario Brother trailer. Did you guys watch this? Mm-hmm. You guys are not as excited already. I feel
I'm
like
excited for the visual. Bowser looked dope as fuck. He looks like
excited
Mario.
All the visuals are fucking great, but like
Chris Rock is Mario. I mean Chris Rock.
Yeah.
that'd be even worse. Chris Pratt.
Would it though? I'm not sure if that would be worse.
I gotta eat these mushrooms.
I'm kind of down for that. Yeah, I'm just like everything was straight up until fucking he talked, and I'm just like.
So I think here's the thing.
Everything else is great.
I have two trains of thought on that. I understand. I don't know how a whole movie works with that. Like, I don't know how that experience is to hear that heavy, over-pronounced Italian accent, the whole, like the Dundalk.
It might disappear after the first 5 minutes, or it's something that your brain's not going to be able to deal with, and then the whole movie is ruined.
Correct. So, like, that's one thing.
But they can. The person who does that voice has been doing that voice forever. He's a trained voice actor. He could dial it down. He's like, they could have just hired him. He's done plenty of things.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
They only hires Chris Pratt for star power.
So here's the other thing.
You want a
I'm not
Hollywood
cool with
name
that.
attached to it, though.
Yeah,
so
I'm not cool with that.
People are going to come to it.
I'm done with that shit. That shit is fucking 90s.
I agree with you there. My other thing with
We
it,
don't
though,
need faces. We don't need voices.
Yeah,
all right?
Mario never really loses. Like, you didn't.
Yeah.
I don't think you needed Chris Pratt.
No.
I agree. My other thing with it is I don't know. Like, it would surprise me because usually the media doesn't give a shit what they do to Italians, but I don't know if that plays well today.
Right. Well, I mean,
me.
Yeah, it's like, a spicy meatball.
Yo, you interviewed an Italian guy not that long ago, and he sounds just like that.
Hey, yo. All right, Joe. That's enough out of you for today.
Hey, am I wrong?
And,
Am I wrong?
so, like, he didn't sound like fucking
Don't you
Mario.
talk about my friend
I'm just
like
kidding,
that.
obviously, but like, he didn't sound like fucking Mario.
Yeah, but still, like, I don't know.
you know, like, I don't know if that plays for the whole thing. But
Is he talking about Angry Gary?
No. But like, the other thing is like, but I loved like the tone of it.
Yes.
I love how it's like, it's obviously play and for fun and the
It looks sick.
But at the same time, when it's heat, like when it's supposed to be real, it gets real.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and then it goes right back into
Which
fun.
is just like the game,
and that's
man.
perfect.
Yes.
You know, like I don't think you could have got. I don't often from my recliner, Joe. I think I could have done things a lot better than a lot of these people. But in this circumstance, I don't think I would have done this anywhere near as good if the trailer is as indicative of the movie.
I'm with you.
Like when the fucking penguins were like throwing the fucking snowballs, and then like it stopped and like because the one hit the Koopa Trooper and knocked him over, and then the one penguin is like, "There's plenty more where that came from." I'm like, "Fuck, I love this."
Yeah.
I'm all in. All in.
Tentatively in.
So I do have this note.
I want to be in.
Hasbro announces to grow
Fuck Hasbro.
profit 50% over the next 3 years.
Yep.
I'm probably going to hold off on that because I'm probably going to turn that into a sit-down Saturday.
Yeah. Look. I mean, like, I don't know. It's not your wheelhouse, but look at a little bit into the magic numbers because they are.
Yeah,
part of
no. I definitely 100% will have that as a part of it.
Because they're producing things at twice as fast as they used to. Like they completely change how magic works, and people are just still eating it up.
Yeah.
They used to be released like once or twice a year in blocks, and now they're like every fucking month or two. There's some big release, and just like
So we have a fair amount of questions, gentlemen. Let's move through them.
nice.
Dreadhawk, I pulled some interesting facts from a video from The Escapist. Very interesting if you want to watch it. Basically, it posts how a lot of shows suck because there are too many shows and not enough quality writers.
Wow.
Facts, none of the writers on She-Hulk know how to write or have experience with courtroom scenes.
Oh, that's funny.
2, Disney fired the Oscar. This is interesting. Disney fired the Oscar-nominated writer they hired to write Obi-Wan and replaced him with a writer whose main credit was the 2017 King Arthur movie, 31% critic rating.
Wow.
Wait, when? Because Obi-Wan just dropped.
Yeah, so they had hired an Academy Award-winning writer, and then they replaced him with somebody whose work is not as well received.
What has he written now, though? Because that sounds recent.
He wrote Obi-Wan.
The guy that wrote Obi-Wan is now gone.
No. The guy, they hired a guy to write Obi-Wan, fired him before he started. The guy who they hired and fired was an award-winning writer, and then they hired another guy who wrote King Arthur, which I actually enjoy, but is not critically acclaimed.
Yeah, so maybe the one with Jamie Foxx?
No. Well, maybe. Actually, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the other one.
Yes.
Right.
We like
That's
the Guy Ritchie one. We like the Guy Ritchie one. But they did not hire and fire Guy Ritchie.
Yes. Yes.
That's funny.
Guy Ritchie did not write
No,
Obi-Wan.
not the Guy Ritchie one. The Antoine Fuqua one.
Man, fuck while you too. Disrespect me like that. I mean, I know I'm in your house, but goddamn.
Don't ever disrespect me talking French to me. You heard?
You heard?
No, the guy who did Training Day. He did a movie called King Arthur.
Okay.
It had
Who now did Obi-Wan?
had an old guy as Merlin, like that came from the woods. Like he was like a barbarian almost. Like God, Come on, man. You guys know the fucking movie.
I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about, bro.
If it ain't
Sounds
got
like a
Jamie
fever dream,
Foxx,
bro.
Hold on. I got
Obviously, this movie wasn't that great.
this one.
Oh, that's not that new. I remember. I just remember Keira
It's
Knightley.
older than 2017. Yeah, Keira Knightley. Yeah.
I remember the cover, but I don't remember like.
Oh, so this one I do like. I have not seen the Jamie Foxx one. So there you go. Three of four of Andor's writers are Oscar nominated. The fourth wrote for The Americans, 96% critic rating. So also Andor, I watched it, loved it.
Yeah,
loved the new episode.
It's still not over yet. It's still
not over yet.
More episodes.
Yeah,
It makes me happy.
Yeah, right. To see him enjoy Star Wars
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
Yeah, loved it. 4, Andor's current showrunner was actually fired from the job because Disney didn't like his vision, but his replacement was a bad fit, so Disney was left no option but to go with their original pick. So, like, that's an interesting...
So it's some talent management problem.
Yeah.
in Disney.
Yeah, and I think probably across the whole industry. Let's play a
So
game.
like, it's not. I mean, why are they firing talented people?
Right, that's my issue. Yeah, we're obviously drowning in shit fucking mediocre content across the board, but it's not like the good writers disappeared. Who's not retaining them?
Yeah, and what are the good ones working on?
Yeah,
it's like there's a narrative that the industry's trying to push, and it's like, okay, you have this writer, and that writer's like, well, I want to go a different direction. I don't want to.
They're getting
play into
muzzled.
this narrative, and it's like, well, we're gonna go with someone else that's gonna dance our dance.
exactly.
And then do bad.
I think that's I think you're right. You're spot on.
So here's he says, I have a game for you all. Play it if you want or toss it, but it has been kicking around in my head and I thought I would shoot it your way. Rules: you are at an auction for some reject Weapon X superpower. Each of the players is giving $1,000 to play with. You will be given either a list of 4 powers to bid on. For this batch of powers, it is the ability to negate a standard bodily function. If the reader wishes to play, I would suggest not reading the list of powers ahead of time to add a little intrigue. So we only have $1,000.
Okay.
So we're bidding.
Okay.
All right. So round 1, the nose. Nothing makes you sneeze. Always breathe clean air through your nose.
Like
So
no
you
matter
always
what?
filter clean air through
Like
your nose.
poison
You can't get sick.
Yep.
all that.
Yeah.
I feel that's underrated.
Fucking good.
All right. So do I have an opening bid?
I'll get the $200.
You had to keep track of your money. I can't keep track of my money.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna put my calculator app.
God damn, I'm worried about what's
There's only
next,
4
though.
powers we're bidding on, right?
It's 8.
Oh,
There's
shit.
There's
That
but
changes
it's 2. But it's
everything.
2 rounds, so we can do $1,000 a round.
Okay.
So I'll throw down a bid on that. What, you went 2?
I went 200 for clean air at any time.
I'm not bidding.
Me neither.
They say, well, you also know the
I'm not-
list.
I haven't been reading.
Dude, my nose is kind of fucked, so I don't know that.
It's like, man,
I'm gonna drop.
no seasonal allergies.
I have no allergies, period. So
yeah.
like, I'm even with a guy with
Let me
no
drop 6 on
allergies.
it. I'm gonna go 6.
600 of your 1,000.
Oh, I'm out.
Oh, yo,
That's a
So
lot.
there
He
goes the
really wants
winner.
to fucking breathe.
Dude,
I've only got $400 left.
my
Wait till you hear
breathing
number 2.
is fucked.
Oh, really?
Oh,
So
shit.
to have clean breathing,
Okay.
good.
All right.
I'm good. I'm out. I don't want to play anymore.
Well, write your power down, and you got $400.
All right. Diaphragm man. Never have the hiccups again.
I don't have hiccups anyway.
I'm out.
I'm out. I'm passing.
I'm good.
Yes,
I like hiccups.
I
It's fucking
hate
weird.
I
What
hate
if
fucking
his
hiccups.
ends up being the best?
Like when I'm jerking off, you get the hiccups. Son.
What? Never.
You do?
Fucking never.
Well, I don't jerk off and get the hiccups, but it's like
That's what you
so
said.
often.
I wish that was the case. You're like, oh man, I would jerk off today, but I don't want to have fucking hiccups.
I know. Do they go away when you stop?
I mean,
I think it would
don't
fuck it
know.
up.
I don't think about when they go away. I just think about when I go skeet. I'm like, oh,
Well, if you have
good.
the hiccup every time you're about to fucking come, that would fuck you up.
Oh man.
don't not.
She might like
try
it.
All right, you ready for this one?
Yeah.
Body hair stays at the length you desire.
See,
Bro,
I think we lost
dude,
the out on this one.
I would go a lot for that.
So
Stays at
the length you
That
desire.
you
Can't, so if I wanted a beard, boom, it's there.
Yes.
And so that's
So do we have an opening bid?
I would go 600 for that.
I'm going 1,500.
You can't.
You only have 1,000.
I'm sorry. I'm not good at math. I'm going 1,000.
I mean, I can't top that.
I'm going 1,000. I mean, I want my hair back.
We can tell. I'll give you that. I'm not bidding. You've won. You're at $0.
And I get tired of shaving my nuts. Mr. Cool, never get a brain freeze.
Oh, okay. I mean, this is the last one, right?
Actually, there's one more.
Okay.
You fucked us up with the amount.
Yeah. All right. Never get a brain freeze. I'll bid 100.
I'll give it to you. I don't need it.
Yeah.
And some of this stuff I'm good with.
Ever since brain freezes too, I'm a little weird.
Yeah, that is weird. Ever since
I
I
wish
figured
that
out how to,
included headaches.
ever since I figured out how to cure it.
Yeah. What? How do you cure? Oh,
No, I'm being serious.
I thought this was a
No,
joke.
like,
I was like,
if you put what causes a brain freeze is the temperature of the roof of your mouth. So if you put your tongue to the roof of your mouth and warm the roof of your mouth, your brain freeze goes away.
that's nuts. I always thought it was like,
Where was
what's the next superpower?
locked and loaded? The ability to turn on or off your live ammo. Everything else feels the same. Talking about the baby battery.
Oh, dude.
Oh, that's I wish I had more
Sorry,
money.
guys. I've got $900 and your boy's bidding, so I can no longer get
Man,
brain
you gotta-
freeze
you
and I
gotta
can
open with
bust
that.
nuts all I want, yo.
All right.
I'm the best superpower here.
Round 2.
Yeah, well, I could breathe good.
Birdman, you shit and piss in one big white splat once a day, no matter how much you eat or drink.
Is that a good thing?
I'm not bidding.
Yeah, that they can keep that.
Yeah,
I see the allure.
Yeah,
but
to
I'm
be
not
regular
bidding.
like that. Yeah, but like
You said once a day?
Yeah,
One
and
little
you just
burst
get it
flat?
all. Yeah, you get like
You get
'cause
what-
I hate drinking water because I hate having to interrupt my day all day pissing.
Yeah,
the
so I
same.
sleep. I'm talking about my sleep.
Yeah, that's the
Working with
worst.
piss is the worst.
Yep.
And it gets worse as you get older.
So nobody bid on that.
Nobody bid on that.
All right.
All right, round 2. Clippy, no missy. Never have to clip your nails. They stay the same length, hands or feet.
I likes that.
It's like this.
That's
It's downgrade from the hair, but it's still pretty good.
That's important for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Having to fucking do my nails.
I'm gonna pass.
I'm gonna drop 4.
Ooh,
Wow, that's like
high.
good.
I'm gonna drop 4.
I was gonna do 2, but I'm not. He's
Yeah, same.
got me. Yeah,
It's like-
because I hate ingrowns, bro.
Did you get angry?
Yeah. You get them?
Oh yeah, my big
yeah.
toes.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's awful.
yeah.
All right, the dapper. Head hair stay at whatever length you wanted. I'll put 1,000 on that.
You already have the other one.
That's. Did you?
Oh! I had. I'm still keeping the other one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
if I'm
that's-
still,
yeah.
okay, then
Yeah.
I'm passing. I'm passing.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'll give 500 for that.
And what was it? Your hair is always
Your head hair stays at whatever length you want, facial and.
okay.
Bro, I can grow a beard? Shit.
Oh, Shang Tsung.
I don't even know what fucking facial hair feels like at fucking 40.
All
You
right.
won that with 5.
Yeah, you
Okay.
won that with 5. Caliente. Your spice level for food will only go to your ceiling. Whatever your hottest desire level is, that would be the max for all your spice. Also, no ring of fire the next day. I mean, I'll go ahead and bid on that because I got $1,000 left.
I think you need that too sometimes.
Only with Chipotle. And it's not the going in; it's only the going out.
Yeah,
and it's
this,
not.
this is safe from the going out part.
Yeah.
My one buddy can't taste spice at all. He did that one chip challenge, didn't flinch, ate 2 of them right in front of me.
Oh, he didn't have the sensors.
Wow.
He didn't have the receptors.
Like he and his brother just gobble it down.
So it's,
Yo.
You know, get it?
I feel like coming out though.
No problem. No problem at all.
Damn.
All right. Billings writes in, "Hey all, I was making a sandwich and figured I'd ask about condiments.
Oh, are we done with the superpowers?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
that's
kind
it.
of fun.
Fun.
I enjoyed that.
So treat this as rapid fire. What's one so just quick round the table.
Yep.
What's one condiment that's highly regarded but you don't care for?
Pickles.
Is that a condiment?
Relish.
Relish
Yeah,
is
say
mine.
relish.
Relish is mine.
But mustard, I think.
Really?
Regular yellow mustard.
I'm with you.
I like
People love that shit.
it. Yeah. Ham or turkey? Turkey.
Ham.
No. Oh shit. Ham. I didn't know what was going on.
I can both.
Turkey.
Preferred cheese: cheddar, American, Swiss, provolone, pepper jack, etc.
It's tough. Depends on the sandwich, but
Yeah.
It depends on the
because-
sandwich for me too. But provolone
some
is my
provolone.
safe choice.
Yeah.
I'll go
I'll
with
go-
American because it goes with anything. I can just eat it by the slice.
See, I think actually
I can just eat it by itself.
I can eat it by the slice too, but I think that American can be an overpowering, ironically, cheese. On a
American
flavor.
overpowering?
That's what I
No
say.
way.
On a sandwich, like it can be too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like pepper jack a lot, but
I'm
only-
pepper jacking
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I'm going with
Pepper
pepper.
jack. Yeah,
jack.
he is.
Yeah, and plus I got unlimited nut bus. So.
Well, did you choose one?
Provolone.
Provolone, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a safe choice in my opinion.
Safe and it's always fun.
Dill or bread and butter pickles?
I'm out on this question.
Yeah. Like
What's bread and butter pickles?
They're kind of.
Yeah.
They're a little more bland, right? Like not bland,
I don't
but
know.
like
They're
less.
different shapes and cuts. I'm not sure. I'm not a big pickle
I think I'm
person.
going to go with dill.
So Sarah used to buy the bread and butter.
There was a small one, right?
and I put them on burgers, and they were just they weren't great, they weren't bad,
were just
but
there?
dill you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I have no dog in this fight.
Wheat or white bread, bonus points for a specific brand. So it's white bread and
White.
it's Arnold's Country White. I'm telling you,
I know that it's good, but I just like a good old Wonder Bread.
if you get that Arnold, it shit is a game.
Is that the one with the white dude flexing?
changer. No,
No,
what's that?
that's different. That's the Arnold. That's a protein bread from
That
Arnold
one.
Schwarzenegger.
That's the wheat joint I'm going with.
Yeah, that's
No,
same
that
Arnold
is
honey wheat.
Yeah. Because those oats are like not processed.
I don't know. When it comes to sandwich, I just want
they
a
just taste
basic,
yummy.
soft white, man. I don't need nothing fancy. Like it just brings me back to my childhood.
I like me a soft
square
white.
ass
Yeah.
fucking bread.
well, it's, I mean,
fried bologna.
Arnold's is a little rectangular.
yeah, exactly. But the less square it is, the more fancy it is. All right. The more has color has on the crust with powders and shit.
That powder on the crust
Yeah,
is my
see,
jump
that makes it
off.
fancy.
Yeah.
I don't want none of that shit.
Mayonnaise or Miracle Whip?
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
I'm gonna go Miracle Whip.
What the fuck is the difference?
What?
Whoa! There
I had no idea.
Joe, are you
dude,
kidding me right now?
What is
Hey,
Miracle
there's a
Whip?
food line around the corner. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
I
vastly
like
different.
Miracle Whip for certain things, but it's not mayonnaise.
I'm
at
so
all.
disappointed in myself for not knowing this.
It's very different. It's two different things.
So
Yeah.
Miracle Whip is not a brand of mayonnaise.
no,
Actually,
I mean, they
Miracle
might
Whip
make,
might make a mayonnaise.
or mayonnaise might make a Miracle Whip.
So-
I don't know what it is.
I don't know, but they're different.
Yeah,
They're different
Because
sauces.
Miracle
Whip-
Whip is a salad dressing.
Yeah,
It's like
I know
sour.
what I'm having
And
for
it's-
dinner.
Miracle Whip is like sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do know. I know Miracle Whip is a little sweeter, but I still thought it
has
was
a sour
a
taste to it,
mayonnaise.
too.
But like mayo is
Mayo's mayo.
Mayo's mayo.
Like I could go.
Y'all talking way too softly about mayo. I love me some mayo, bro.
I love mayo. Like
Mayo's
dude,
mayo.
No,
This
I-
is
no.
delicious.
The Japanese Kewpie mayo is the fuck. It's
The fuck?
Yeah, you lost me.
America, you call it extra heavy mayonnaise. Because, dude, it's fucking dense.
Or
Okay.
the spicy mayonnaise. You ever had that?
Nah,
It's pretty
Oh,
good.
that's why I
At
put that
Subway?
shit on
At
everything.
Subway?
like Boar's,
Like-
Boar's Head has
Yes,
a
Oh,
spicy.
like a
Yeah, yeah.
Chipotle, like a
yeah.
street taco
Yeah.
kind of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, if I get like a light coat and I can go with some mayo, but
Yeah.
nah.
You
Miracle.
don't like wild slobbing it on there.
Oh God.
No, I love, dude, I'll just eat mayonnaise with a spoon, bro.
I got
love
my
mayonnaise.
nephew. I made the
Christ, Joe.
banana yogurt or
You can
pudding.
eat mayonnaise with a spoon?
I can't eat mayonnaise
That's
with- I
nuts.
have eaten
So
mayonnaise.
that was my prank. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
No,
I put pudding in a
dude.
jar and I was like, "This is mayonnaise bad?" And I let my nephew smell it. He was like, "I don't think so." And I ate it, and he was like about to throw up.
Oh
yo.
no, I had mayonnaise sandwiches growing up, man.
Oh no!
So I got a prank story to tell real quick. We were at work and we were greasing the mopping machines, some of the heavy duty mopping machines, and Wendy and RS, who is now a big guy in the chain. RS was out there. We used actually a food grade grease to put on it.
Your best friend.
Yeah, and yeah. Look, it's complicated. And it's a food grade grease, and she just mentioned it and was like, "Do you think we could use this to cook?" And he was like, "Well, I wouldn't." And she was like, "Huh?" So she went into the kitchen and put mayonnaise on her fingers because that's what it came out, and was like, well, "Let's give it a try." And like, and
That's awesome.
RS as the supervisor, was like, "Oh, whoa!"
That is awesome. I never heard that story.
Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, so hot or cold? Hot
In general,
Yeah.
cold.
Oh, just
sandwich.
Oh, sandwich. Ooh.
Oh, sandwich.
Yeah, still, all this is all
Oh,
sandwich.
it's all
related.
sandwich. I
Okay,
didn't even
okay.
fucking realize it was all sandwich
Hot.
related. I'm
Yeah.
fucking. That's how much I lost.
Give me hot sandwiches.
Yeah,
Hot.
yeah.
Yeah, hot.
That doesn't mean cold ain't good.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Prefer
I
hot.
don't know if I like a cold sandwich.
You never
don't
had
like
a
a cold
nice
cut?
Italian cold cut or meat trio?
Jersey
Even on
Mike's,
Italian cold
Subway.
cut, I like a warmed up piece of bread
Turkey?
to put it on. I like a warm bread.
He has his own panini machine. He was
Yeah,
making
I got my
paninis
panini
every day,
machine
like a
upstairs.
years
You
ago.
do?
Like a flex, but
If you got Miracle Whip and panini upstairs, I'm not having. I'm
oh
staying
shit!
here
Actually,
for
we
dinner.
got one too. I didn't realize. We just don't use it.
All right, peanut butter and blank.
Jelly, strawberry jelly.
So I'm grape. So Casey's also strawberry jelly.
Oh, grape jam.
All right, so I'm grape jam or honey.
Honey is great.
Do you know the difference between jam and jelly?
Yeah, it's the way it spreads.
I can't jelly my dick up your ass.
Got him. Got him.
Yeah, edit that, motherfucker.
You know what's funny? You know the difference. Speaking of differences, do you know what the difference is between a boner and a taco? You're not giving me a taco right now.
We're stupid here.
All right. For going to get a sandwich, Subway, Jimmy John's, Jersey Mike's, Quiznos, or Blimpie.
Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike.
So I would prefer to make my own. Like,
My man, you told me I had to pick a pickle or something. What you tell me?
I would prefer to make my own sandwich.
Have you
Was
had
that an
Jersey
option?
Mike's?
I've had them all. I've had all of these on this list. I'm a sandwich person.
Yeah. You say that.
But if I had to, gun to my head,
Yeah.
I would go to Subway. Only because I like their flatbread. I don't think that
the
they're
flatbread.
Yeah, like I just like their flatbread. I don't think
That
what
count
they,
as a sandwich?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, for
It's basically a taco.
No, it's not a sub.
a giant sandwich.
It's not a sub, but it's a sandwich.
Okay.
It's a wrap.
Jersey Mike's, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Hard.
But I would never.
That's what you picked?
I always because I'm a sandwich maker. Like it's like my thing. Like
it's not much of a skill.
I can
You,
speak for
you
it.
say that until you have my sandwich.
Yeah, but if
I
somebody
showed
makes a
up at,
shitty sandwich.
What's like 6 a.m. to record? He made me a breakfast sandwich. No, he made me a sandwich because it was lunchtime, but it was fucking delicious.
Yeah, like I get busy. Like there's a ratio to it. Like people underplay it. Like
Prove it.
The cheese
I'm
was
down.
right
I'm
and
down.
everything.
Lastly, thoughts on avocado on a sandwich, burger, wrap, etc. Not sure about Maryland, but within the last 10 years, the West Coast insists on putting avocado on every burger or sandwich on their fucking figures.
I love it.
Because
I
the
take it
West
or
Coast
leave
is
it, but I
some
like
shit.
it.
Love peace and titty grease, Billings. I'm not. Look, I'm going to say this. I'm not crazy about avocados. I'm not crazy about fucking guacamole. I'm like, I don't think it has a whole lot of flavor to it, personally. That's my hot take.
It's like salty butter.
I think everybody's looking for something they could put on. It's a super fat, right? Or something like that.
I don't.
Come on,
look,
Joe.
yeah.
I was relying on you for the.
But I'm not a bro science kind of guy. I'm like I count my proteins and my calories and I work out. That's it. Everything else is bullshit.
I was gonna say,
think
that's
it-
all it should be.
Like
Right?
fat.
No, but people want to make it complicated. I'm like, it's
Right,
not
I
complicated. You're making it more complicated, and you look worse than me. Come on, just listen to me. But like, no,
Plus, you're putting it on a burger at the end of the day.
I don't want Chipotle without fucking guac, man. It makes it so much better. That
you
texture.
know about the dressing from Chipotle?
No, what? Hello?
I did hear something about this.
What is this?
Was there some sort of cross contamination?
No. I don't know about that.
That was
Okay.
lettuce a while back.
lettuce.
If you, I asked my boy, did he want something from Chipotle? He was like, yeah, get this, and this, and ask for the dressing. I'm like, where do you think I'm going? They don't have dressing. There's nothing that says dressing on the menu. He's like, just ask, they'll know. And sure as fuck, I was like, let me get the dressing. It was a fucking, it's good as
What?
Really?
Yeah,
Wait, where do
I
they
should
keep
look
it?
up what it is. I don't know.
I gotta look it up now, bro.
Yes, my wife.
See,
We have a
it's just like
Chipotle tonight.
Chipotle, just
like
ask them
the-
for the dressing on the side.
Just
It's
like
a
the
little
fucking
sweet.
movies. No trailer for this Chipotle dressing. We just pour it in the
Exactly.
mouth.
Telling you,
How did he find out?
I don't know.
So this is from Brink. He said, do you ever find yourself breaking the fourth wall in real life? Sure, people talk to themselves, but this is different. I found myself talking out loud with no one there as if I'm narrating what's happening or what's about to happen. I've done this as long as I can remember, and it dawned on me that I may be breaking the fourth wall because, as you well know, we live in the Matrix.
I think there's a difference between breaking the fourth wall and talking to yourself. Because when you start breaking the fourth wall, you're talking to
So
Somebody.
so I will talk to myself.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Same.
But I don't do it all the time because I'm usually up in here
Yeah.
fucking around in the fucking cave of my mind. But like, if I speak out loud, it's usually about, oh, look at you, you fucking idiot. Like, it's like stuff like
Yes.
that. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
right, that- yeah,
you
this
know.
bitch. Yeah.
Or fucking bitch. Like it's, you know.
Oh, bitch, you done got me fucked up.
It's a lot of bitches being thrown around.
But
We all
usually
say
mine,
bitch.
usually mine has nothing to do with like a woman or anything. It's like
No,
I
no,
slam
yeah,
I slam my finger in a door or something. I'm like, fucking
Yeah.
bitch. Okay, so yeah, I don't,
talk out loud
but I
a
don't
lot.
ever be like we're getting ready for the big season finale, right, guys? Like I don't know.
Right.
Like in some weird like situations, like in my house, if like a door closes, fucking weird. I turn like, nope, getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Shit like
yeah.
that. But
Your house is haunted, bro.
There's
You
definitely, for
brought
sure.
up enough.
I ain't going there.
pretty sure it is. But you know, we make do.
So Alan wrote in, Alan Mack, he said, hello there, boys. I was hoping I would have made it over around your neck of the woods by now, but things didn't work out. Yeah, that's a bummer, man. We'd love to have you. So here are some questions. One, as I'm cleaning out my collection, I ask if you had to drop one line of your collection, what would it be?
Lines of collection?
Line.
Oh, I only have Marvel Legends, so
Yeah, I guess I would drop out the SH Figuarts mid CU. Just because...
Are you still even in on them though? Are you even in still? Or
so-
have you already dropped them?
I've always been kind of I haven't been a completionist about
Yeah,
it.
you take a pick.
So I'm still relatively in. Like if they did a Moon Knight, I would get it, you know, like stuff like that. But like that's probably that would be the first one to go, just because how I feel about it all right now.
Yeah. I've dropped all my lines. I haven't collected any lines in a while. It's just pieces for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I primarily have Marvel Legends, but I've been getting some NECA horror slasher figures, I'd probably just drop that just because it's so new. I only have a couple pieces.
Right.
Beanie Babies.
Do you think we are seeing the death/end of the Black Series, as it looks like they're not coming up with anything good? It's just repaints and crap. I think they need an overhaul. But, every line has its ups and downs, peaks and valleys, if you will, Joseph. I just think we're in a huge valley right now. And I don't think it's just them. Like, I think it's the franchise as a whole, the franchise is fucking centered around repaints in a way. It's like so many Mandalorians and troopers and shit. So that's what they're fucking basing their releases on. I just think they need to pay more attention to the stuff of their legacy. Like, I think it's criminal that there's not a Black Series kid Anakin figure. I think it's criminal that there's...
Is it a likeness thing, though? Is that...
No, because you have to sign all that shit away.
Even back then?
Yeah, ever since, I think, Empire, you had to sign it away.
I was actually just thinking that the other day when I was looking at my figures, and I saw the Jane. I was like, did they ever fuck around and do that? Or
nope. And the fact that there's only one Padme is fucking criminal.
Yeah, because she has fucking 25 outfits in one movie.
Yeah. And I would buy every single one. There's countless Jedi that should have been made by now. I think they just, I think it's insane that we have so many, but it's repaints, right? It's Mandalorians and troopers, and we have so many.
It seems to be what everyone was for them. I mean, it's going to run out at some point. At some point, people are going to have enough, but to them, it's that's a sure win. People are going to keep buying more Stormtroopers, right? I mean, we're getting more primes, though, Optimus Primes. We're still getting more primes from every fucking company under the sun.
True.
And not a complete
cast.
Season,
but cast. So I agree with you, but even with the Transformer stuff, I feel like most of the high notes have been hit. It's not like they're not missing an Anakin.
Well, I mean, yes, but also, that's true. But also have a smaller cast in general.
True.
Which is a more criminal in Star Wars part because you have so much to pick from.
Yeah.
Why don't you fucking pick someone?
I agree. And it's you can put your Vader in every assortment. That's fine, or whatever you need to sell the way.
Yeah, your version of Deadpool, Wolverine, or whatever.
Exactly. I get it. But give us. They used to be pretty good at distributing a wide array of characters, but
and do they still do? I mean, they did conversions of cartoon,
yes,
clone stuff to there's so much there. Have they done all of those? Fucking Kanan?
They've done all the Bad Batch, but they did do the Rebels main cast.
Okay, yeah. But there's so many Jedi that show up
in Clone Wars. There's so many.
All the Jedi show up in Clone Wars,
and the senators and
it's dumb.
It's dumb. And he said, what did we do with the flags? I still have mine. I'm going to hang it from a door. I just need to buy hooks.
Mine's in my gym.
I just need to buy hooks for it. Blaster has some audio advice for Pinkerton. I'm going to keep it here, Pinkerton, whenever you're looking for it, because audio advice on how to hook up a whole bunch of extra shit. That shit is way out of my fucking...
so they can have pads?
Yeah, above my pay scale. So I'm going to let him take a look at that. So this is from Lynn. Says, sup, crew, long-time supporter, first-time caller. Well, technically a second-time caller, although my first call went unanswered.
Oh, no.
Not sure if just a mix-up or if it's
chaotic.
It would have definitely been a mix-up because we've never skipped a question. Yeah. Anywho, on to my question/thoughts. Just want to share my thoughts on Disney and the MCU and get everyone else's opinion on the approach. I'm no Disney defender and think that ultimately they've damaged, if not ruined, the properties they've taken over. However, I try to find the silver lining in things, so I think of it like this. Just like with Marvel Comics, which span all genres, the MCU has now branched out and is creating content across all these same genres. There are westerns, horror, action, adventure, fantasy, blah, blah, blah. And now they're all getting the same things in the MCU. Not everyone's going to be in on all those genres. Just like I wouldn't have read the She-Hulk or Miss Marvel comics, I don't really have any interest in those shows. I don't hate them for existing, though. I appreciate that they are trying to create something for everyone. And as Bobby always says, if you like it, you win. So we kind of did tap in on this pretty heavily. And it goes back to the same thing.
It's not the genre. It's how well it's done.
Correct. Right. Correct. They could do a Sex and the City type show. They just have to do it well.
Yeah, because we've talked about with Star Wars before, which now they're doing. We're talking about a serious crime type deal or a funny buddy cop thing with two stormtroopers. It doesn't matter if it's done well.
Take Mandalorian as the Wild West cowboy.
Yes.
First season works really well. Yeah. Second season doesn't.
Fact.
So it's it doesn't I'm good for the genre bending. Look at Andor as an espionage.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But does it become a factor of once you go into a second season or for a first season that was successful? Does it become a matter of being lazy now? You think?
I think in part. I think especially if you start seeing. I think analytics are a fucking problem. And I think people in this day and age, they focus on analytics so much that they're like, oh, okay, I had a high point here, a high point here, a high point here. Mm-hmm. Let's make that the second season. The problem is that if it's all high points, then it might as well all be low points. Like it's like it doesn't work the same way. It's not because like just because something seems special in the first season may seem special in the first season just because it's special in the first season. Yep.
And sometimes his shit just hit different for no fucking reason. You can't capture
that's
that
true
again.
too. That's true too. Did any of you read the old Rogue Squadron books? How do you think a movie or TV show along the same lines would work? I think that's an underexplored aspect of Star Wars universe. We've gotten some shows about the boots on the ground, and of course, there's plenty of the Jedi side of things. But I think an ensemble show about the different squadrons could be really cool. Something with a lot of space battles. I'm thinking a mix of Band of Brothers, Red Tails, Flyboys, etc.
Top Gun.
Yeah, I mean, I think it could work. I never was. That's never been the facet of Star Wars that I've been most interested in. But I think it could work.
Yeah,
it's all on how you do it.
Yeah.
This one is for Pinkerton. Unfortunately, he's not here today. But
Next
he says,
week.
any plans for Crashbox Customs to create something G.I. Joe Classify related? I'd love to see what you could come up with. Yeah, I tell Pinkerton all the time. I'm just leaving in this in case Pinkerton wants to put it in his notes. I think Pinkerton, as a fan of his work, I would like to see something outside of the medieval stuff.
I mean, he's going doing more sci-fi stuff.
Yeah, and even seeing that sci-fi thing was like, oh man, it's fucking cool and new and interesting. Like, before he got into like the more business side of Crashbox recently, the stuff that he used to do, like commission pieces and pieces, used to blow my mind, man. Like the elevator one is one I always come back to. There was one that was like an unfinished room, like in a commercial building, but you could see
like a warehouse.
You could see like the spackling on the fucking drywall on the walls that hadn't been sanded down yet.
His garage is great.
Yeah. So,
but it's different, right? Making mass production pieces also
100%.
because he wants to, as a businessman, I'm speaking for him, I guess, maybe. I think anyway is like, if you're doing mass production stuff and you're making sales and you're making good stuff, you're not gonna generally make niche specific topic, right? You make this thing that will work for G.I. Joe Classifieds, but also for fucking Predator.
Agreed.
I think that's where it's at.
100%.
And he doesn't do commission one-offs anymore.
No. And not even
and I can see why. If he do it for himself or do
every now and then he'll do something for a big company or
because
something.
He'll have effort, not just physical effort, but mental effort to do something incredible
and do it right.
Yeah.
Next one is from Seth Builds. You can follow him on Instagram, by the way. He said, "Good evening, residents of the Cool Table. So growing up, Scooby Doo has been my comfort show. I watched the shit out of it to this day. My grandma's nickname for me is Scooby Doo. We all knew Velma was a lesbian, and my Pornhub search history solidifies this in headcanon. So good on the new movie for making Velma fall for the baddie in both definitions. I love that they share the same animators as the DC stuff, and as we all know, DC animation is top tier for content and rarely misses. Well, in new HBO Max series, Shaggy will be black, and I'm taking all bets for what the next Fox News headline will say about that after the whole Velma thing. What piece of DC animation do you think is the best in your opinion, and what is your favorite? My favorite is the Stranger short, where I feel it nails the whole 60s Scooby-Doo headcanon they established within the DC Scooby-Doo crossovers. Always a motherfucking pleasure fucking with you dudes, so to speak. I thought they smelled bad from the outside. I think my favorite one was do you remember they did like it was like 66 Batman, but it was like a continuation of it. I
did not partake.
And they had like a Two-Face, I think, that was like, it was like what if Two-Face was in that show, or like how they would have done him, and like it just gave me good feels, and it was something new. And that's one of the things I know DC does great animation, and I love DC. But I do get tired of seeing the same story over and over and over again. Yes, I watched the Long Halloween movie. Yes, it's good. But yes, I fucking know it like the back of my hand because I've read it 1,000 times in the comics. I don't need to see it just brought over to animation. I'd rather see new stories.
Yeah. I guess it depends on the fans, because a lot of people do want to see 100%, the same shit.
100%. I'm
the same way. I'm give me something different, but I understand.
Yeah.
It's another one of those things that financially makes sense.
Yep. Yep.
I like the Flashpoint shit.
Oh, that was great.
I'm not a huge DC guy, but I love that.
But that was at least an interesting one in a different way, because it was Flashpoint is a very broad story that goes all over the whole DCU, and they kind of just took one part of it and hard boiled it down and just told this one line of it, which makes it a little bit more digestible. Next one, great show, Ragers. Let's get straight to it. This was the best purchase or purchases you had to say. What was the best purchase or purchases you had to say, damn, I came up with? Mine was FT Grinder. I was watching on TF Source. The price never came down. Gigapower Dinobots were $300, FT were $350, but I remember Grimlock being $375 to $400. One Sunday evening, I looked and, oh, damn, there it was. When I bought it 10 minutes later, back up to full price. Good looking out. God, big ups.
big up, Jesus.
I think I had a eBay purchase for Mara Jade, the Kotobukiya Bashojo. That's like a $400 figure, and it went up for like $150 from Turkey. And this guy had like zero feedback. It's from like the Middle East, some fucking where, I'm like, oh God, like, oh, perfect price, I'm sure. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go out on a whim, and tried it, and it fucking came. And actually, funny story about it, it came late as fuck because customs, as you might imagine, it probably got randomly selected, Joseph, to get kind of gone over with a fine-tooth comb.
Yeah.
And it arrived late as hell. It arrived so late that eBay stepped in without me saying anything and refunded my money.
Oh.
And the guy hit me up and he was like, dude, eBay refunded it. He's like, I swear I have sent it. And I was like, well, look, I'll let you know when it comes in. And it came in. And I was like, it's here. And I just PayPal'd him directly, like off site.
Nice.
But yeah,
that's a cool story.
You guys got any off the top of your head?
One of my Street Fighter quarter scale, the Dark Ryu, I got them off. BPTS used to have I don't know if they still do, but they used to have a damaged goods section. I got that quarter scale statue for $120, I believe, which is I don't know how many hundreds it was going for at the time. But because the bottom of the base had something wrong with it. No one is ever going to be able to tell because it's at the bottom of the base. And I got it for, I looked for that section a lot, but I never saw anything remotely close to that high end being in there.
Right.
That Amazon, the Sentinel, off of Amazon. I don't remember what it was originally going for, but I think Pinkerton put a link on Facebook, and I just happened to see it like middle of the night. And Sarah works nights, and I text was like, "Yo," she was like, "Got you." I think it was like 50. I think it was down to like 53.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, cool. And had I been thinking, I was like, should get 3 of them. I wasn't thinking. I was just excited because it was still available. It was like 2 a.m. I was like, oh shit, it's still 53. Like, get it, please.
What's it up to?
I think it was like 400, 500, something goofy like that. I was like, okay, cool.
Billings wrote in and said, what's a couple physical things that just grosses you out, like really gives you the heebie-jeebies? Is it blood, slimy raw chicken, wet socks, someone handing you an empty, scrunched-up ointment tube of refilled Joe? Perhaps avocado because they don't fucking belong on a sandwich.
Gotcha!
Is that the same dude?
Yeah. Lost track of when y'all record, so this may be a double question.
Yeah. I mean, we record wild time, so...
Yeah, mine. I hate. Like, there's a couple things. Like,
I know what you.
Shit is my worst. But like, what else?
You and mouth noises.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, sonically, I'm more turned off to things than physical things.
You can't work where in my Baltimore job because there is a
person, special needs.
Yeah, special needs person who works there. He's a runner. He does delivery stuff. That's all he does.
Yeah.
But when he's on his downtime, he has a calendar that's relatively close to mine, and he just sits there and make mouth noises.
Yeah. So,
dude, I think you would. It doesn't bother me that much. I just noticed it. I thought, bro, Bobby would be going insane right now.
People that chew gum with their mouth open, people that chew with their mouth open, people that
clean their teeth by sucking their teeth.
Yep. My dad
There's
does
somebody
that.
I work with that does that, and I've told him to stop.
Slurp the cereal off the spoon.
Oh yeah,
dude, Sarah does that.
Drives me bonkers.
I feel like that's an exception to the rule if it's Cinnamon Toast Crunch, bro. You know what I mean?
No,
it's slurpable.
She does that shit. I want to knock the bowl.
I put another thing that
you can't eat quietly all the time. Come on now.
Another thing. I mean, just put the food in your mouth, pull the fucking utensil out, chew with your mouth closed, swallow it. Yeah. And if you burp, try to, like motherfucker got no kind of class. All right, here's another thing. Sonically, once again, the sound of a dull pencil on paper.
What?
That
squeaky
scratch.
sound?
What?
Yeah.
It's the scratch. It drives my hair's standing up my arms right now thinking about it. Like it drives me up the wall.
I've never heard that one.
Yeah, I have similar with that.
The sound of a person rubbing a napkin together. The way that the sheets of napkin sound, it's that rough scratch. Like I can't.
It's bizarre.
For me, it's dry skin on cardboard. It's a very similar sound.
So mine is skin flakes.
Just
not a sound. That shit drives me crazy.
But wait, dude, bro, we can't. That sucks for you because we're always making skin flicks. Right the fuck
Yeah.
now, we're flicking the fuck off.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
rough
I just
life.
don't want to see it. I don't mind taking it.
all of dust is like fucking skin flakes.
But it was I'm actually conscious of it because I pick at my skin a lot, like my cuticles
Yeah,
and stuff,
but
and
I'm
I'm always
chewing on my
like,
shit all
whenever
the
I see
time.
like a little pile, I'm like, oh fuck off.
Oh, my dad used to have like he'd always have dandruff flakes on his collar. Oh, it's trifling, man.
bro,
That's you know what? I'm gonna rebid for Dante's superpower because I don't want to be breathing these skin flakes.
Dude, my
I'm
dad,
gonna outbid you on this, son. I like breathing clean.
my dad would eat popcorn all the time.
Yeah.
And then for the we'd watch a movie, he'd have some popcorn. First half hour he eats popcorn. Next hour and a half,
Picking it, yeah.
the kernels.
Then that's why I say no to popcorn.
dude, drives me
Yep.
nuts.
You just have that little pile of nail clippings on your work table.
What?
You never been into his office, bro?
I'm not going now.
I outed Bobby. So we're close like that, Bobby.
I do.
So I never grossed out. I come in and look at it like, he's been working.
That's some Billy, hey, yeah.
And I go back on my phone.
I don't know why I do it.
That is some Billy Bob Thornton.
I know. But I clip my nails usually while I'm in the office, while I'm waiting for videos to upload or whatever, or export or whatever.
Okay.
And then I just had this little pile of them.
Yes.
And initially it started as like, all right, and then I'll just, at the end of the day, I'll just put them in the trash can.
Yeah.
But then I was like, man, I wonder how big I can make this pile.
Yeah, y'all never seen this shit.
But I mean, I have emptied it a couple times, but it's probably at a mid-level right now from where it usually gets.
This motherfucker won't shit in front of his wife, but will leave a
Right.
pile of fucking nail clippings
That-
on
nah,
the table.
bro.
No one goes into that office but me.
I'm drawing
I
the
do,
line.
obviously.
Well, I mean, in my
I'm drawing
family,
a line.
in my family.
Oh, I want to see your figures too.
Which one?
All of them.
All right, so this one is from Kevin R. He says, ladies, gentlemen, assholes, and motherfuckers, lend me your ears. So some dare to speak against the holy trilogy of Star Wars blasphemers.
Which one is that?
I
It's
cannot
different for
believe with my
everybody.
ears Luke was inconsequential, did not matter in the escape of his friends in Bespin. False lies, sins against the Empire Strikes Back. Lord bless us, Lucas. So first of all, let me say this. Empire Strikes Back is my favorite movie of Star Wars. And I love the whole sequence with Vader and Luke on Bespin and all of it. I even love how they have to go back and rescue him because he came there to rescue them, but they have to go back to rescue him.
Yep.
I love all of it. He's not inconsequential. He has extreme consequences. He makes it all worse.
Yes.
You said that before.
He says, if Luke did not keep Vader distracted, what the fuck do you think Vader would be doing? Polishing his helmet? I say, nay, sir, nay. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Luke had a vision about Han and Leia. Vader would have handled that shit. Lord bless the Lucas. Repent, my friends, and prepare for the Lucas will return.
That's funny.
But what if, though?
Yeah. All right, James G says, what up, NRR crew and special guest stars? So last weekend, I fell for the trap all dads fall for, and that's the quaint fall drive that ends with me spending $50 in gas, kids fighting the whole ride, and overpriced hot chocolate and pumpkins. On the trip, it was 80s mixtape weekend on the local radio station, and Walk Like an Egyptian came on, and my 16-year-old said, oh, that's the song from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Later on Metallica, she remarks, oh, Eddie and Stranger Things played this song. Then my 12-year-old son got me with Cult of Personality and said, that's CM Punk's song. Question, as dads, something Joe will never get to love and experience, what is something from your childhood, teens, young adult that pop culture has reclaimed, recycled, that your child's now aware of for the first time?
Fucking everything.
Stay rad dads, Joe. Enjoy Catter Day.
Bro, like, my milkshake brings all the boys here is on fucking radio now as a commercial for milkshakes, bro.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I've heard it.
Oh, they did it with
at old people, the Leisure World, at old people home, like,
Yeah.
I hear all kinds of wild shit on
I mean,
radio.
Running Up That Hill, the Kate Bush song,
Yeah.
coming back into recirculation.
Something's in the way.
Something is in the way is on the Batman shit. My kids now is so funny because like my kids now are like catching on to slang. My oldest one specifically, and they think that I don't know what fucking time it is, but I do.
Because you'd be old sometimes.
You know, and like so they came in and Laura said something like, you know, like, and the dishwasher was done this morning, Jaina, and you didn't empty it.
All
And-
caps.
And she said, that's cap.
Yeah.
She just said, that's cap.
I knew it.
And I was like, no cap. No cap. And she looked at me like I'd cracked the code. You know?
It's like, bro.
and Laura, meanwhile, is just confused
Yes.
as shit. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Nobody's wearing a hat in here.
Caps, no caps. Cap lock.
Some of us keep up, some of us don't.
Yeah.
My daughter watches Teen Titans Go, and it's just constantly,
love that
yo,
show.
like, like, what is that? Yo? Well, also listening to me the other, he was like, nah, son. And I was like, The fuck?
Jaina will also bro you to death.
Oh, that's me though. I always bro.
Yeah, that's a very now term. Also,
I'm
not saying that. I know.
It's funny though.
But yeah,
I hate it. And I know you said you were telling a story about how she calls you bro, and all her friends are like, "Oh, that's so cool." Like,
yeah.
I'm not. Everybody's different. I'm not bashing with you, but my kids ain't broing me. Like I'm not having it.
So it depends, right? So like there's, and I can only speak about what goes on in my house, right? But like there are different dads. And if they are on their best behavior and they're doing everything they're supposed to be doing and everything's getting done, they get one version of me.
Yeah.
That's very much closer to just who I am.
Yeah.
But if they're fucking up, now all bets are off.
What about you go to your parent teacher conference or what is it called when the kids get their report cards and you sit down?
Yeah.
All right, so like you go to that and then she hits you with the bruh like in front of her teachers. Is that cool too or?
So what's funny is they don't go to that. The kids don't go to that. But secondly, I don't think she would do that.
Okay, so then yes, I see where you're coming from.
But she might do it. Like if she was down here, she would do it.
Quick question. I know this is running long. Like if you were out and you're married, correct? 1, 2, 3, and okay, all right, yeah. So you guys go in and you're out with your friends, you're having a good time, you're at a party, and maybe you do something where you slip up unintentionally. You say something out of character or something, and your wife doesn't like it, right? Like in that, if she corrects you in that moment, is that okay or not okay? Because I know, and to make it more clear, so that I'm making my point. Like when I go home, I might be like, "Listen, you're right. I was 100% wrong." But don't ever do that again.
So she would. My wife would do it in a. We've been together for so long.
Yeah.
Like,
you especially.
Yeah, she would play it. She would know how to play it.
Sure.
Yeah. Where it would be fine.
But I would know I fucked up.
Even if she overpronounced it, she would overpronounce it in the right way. She'd be like, "This motherfucker, do you know what he did?"
I like that.
And then it's like all in the spirit of it,
right.
But she would never like reprimand me.
Yeah.
That
I've seen it recently with my boys, and I'm like,
I mean, that's not cool regardless of which way it goes. It's just something you don't do.
Yeah.
Like, it's just out of respect. Even between friends, like you pull them aside or whatever. Like,
it's like a subtle thing,
Bobby,
and
right?
then we address it
Can
later.
we talk?
That's how you handle it. Maybe a little squeeze on the shoulder, and then I know we're gonna have a talk.
Yeah, if she doesn't want me, she'll usually grab my leg. It's like I'm going down.
Like slow down.
Yeah.
Slow down before you hurt yourself.
I get a nudge or
especially when I'm drinking.
Like Sarah say like the full name, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, damn, she hit you with the government.
Yeah, she'll say like, well, not middle, but she'll drop like, like the actual full first name.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
got it.
cool.
Got it. I'm reeling it in.
Yeah, but not reprimand. That's just kind of disrespectful.
Dude, I've seen it far too often lately.
All right, last one. Oi, sup, Nerd Ragers. Hope you all are doing well. If you're interested in watching some fun Pat Stay videos, I'd recommend Pat versus G Double. It's a 20-minute and it's a good time. If you want to check it out some other time, I don't know what that.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
I'd say it's a mismatch. Might be the understatement of the century. Pat absolutely eviscerates the poor chap. I'm not sure what this is. No,
battle rap kind of thing?
For a minute, I thought this was like a sponsor ad or something.
Okay.
Round one, Pat rolls up and goes in on Jerry about the plumbing, the pizza in advance. Pat Stay, king of this shit. Heard you just. I'm a premium RIP Pat Stay. Oh, Pat Stay, the battle rapper.
Yeah, it sounds like a battle rap thing.
Yeah. Pat Stay, king of this shit. Heard you just put a ring on that bitch. Poor girl. If she leaves with half, she'll get garlic fingers and some cinnamon sticks.
Oh, is this the one that was sticking up for?
This is the dude that passed away. He was killed in Toronto or whatever.
But he was like trying to break up a fight.
Yeah.
Did you bring this up or did somebody else? Oh, no, my boy in Jersey just told me about that. Yeah.
And Chris and I think talked about it last week as well. RIP Pat Stay, for sure. Question for this week. Following, it's just because it's just like the way it came in.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do get these like, hey, and they talk like, what's up, Nerd Rage? And then it'll be like, we would love for you to talk about this gaming adventure. All right. So question for this week. Following the announcement that Blade has been shelved and they're looking for a new director.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Who should come in and take the reins, and what sort of story would you guys like to see the Blade film? And no Chris, no return arc for Triple H. He's busy enough. To be honest, I'd happily watch Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
Read a menu at this point, as he's that talented, but I worry the whole film could go up in smoke. Take care, much love, Luke. And then he did the meme of the urinal, and the guy it says, "I canceled my Netflix member."
That's funny.
That's you.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you for that. Sorry about the confusion with Past Day.
Ali's a great choice, but I think it's too easy to draw that line because he has the look.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't. Again, I would love to have him read a menu too. Like I'd sit and watch him do anything.
I don't know if I know him.
You do.
He was in not Power Man, fucking Luke Cage.
Yeah,
he was
Cottonmouth.
Cottonmouth. Yeah, not Diamondback. Cottonmouth. Thin mustache.
Yeah, I did like
the dude's good, man.
I did like.
Yeah.
He
saved
I did
that
not
series.
like Diamondback.
Yeah,
right.
After Cottonmouth,
He was the one that had the big painting.
After he was gone, it was like the show just fell off from there.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. But except now he's kind of already in the MCU.
So but Black Mariah, like she was there, but then she was also the actress was in Civil War as well. They've done that with a couple different actors, as well.
Suicide Squad. Isn't she in a couple things too?
Viola Davis.
Yeah,
but I think she's still canon as Amanda Waller, though.
Oh,
but I mean,
okay.
the chick who played Black Mariah.
Okay,
But you
played
can like
someone
kind
else.
of like ignore a lot of Netflix stuff anyway, though, right?
Yeah,
Easily.
People do.
yeah.
Easily.
We retained Daredevil and Punisher, and that's good enough.
Yeah.
The only thing we wanted, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know enough about Blade, the comic books. All I know about Blade is the movies. So.
I want to see
me
the
too.
Ronin
So
blade.
I thought something just came. Well, no, they announced the date was pushed back, but I thought that they said they had a new director for it.
I don't know. And I don't even like, I'll be honest with you, I don't even think I knew Blade was a comic book until way after the movie. I think if somebody
Yeah,
told me like
Well, I mean, I remember the Midnight Sun storyline came
Yes,
out.
I do
and
remember that.
I thought Blade was a new character. I didn't know he was an old character.
Right.
And then he was on the Spider-Man.
Blackheart was in that Midnight Suns, right?
Yeah. But then from there, I was like, okay, cool. Blade. And then they made the movie. I was like, oh, okay, cool. He got a movie, but like,
I still like that second
we
one.
didn't get a Spider-Man. And then it started rolling from there.
And that's it. Dante, plug all your pods so they know where to catch you at.
Oh, of course. Off the Mats podcast. You can catch me on Instagram at Off the Mats podcast. There you go. So you like horror? Also on Instagram, all the words are separated by underscores, and the Colompton Beer Club. I think it might be Social Club, but type in Colompton because they ain't no other Colompton
You got
shit
so
out
many
there.
shit going on.
But yeah, check those out. They're fun. I cuss a lot.
And you will have a pod plug here pretty soon.
Yeah, it's gonna be something. Yeah, I'll figure it out.
All right. And shout out to everybody at the Cool Table. If you listen to this, as far as I'm concerned, you're part of the Cool Table. Also, shout out to the rest of the Nerd Rage team. Chris, who was obviously on assignment, as well as Raul on Instagram, Dante, who's here with us today, and Phil. Phil, it's too long of a show today. We'll get you next week. and Ricky Tiki Timber on the videos. And with that, Lapalabius.
Wax buttholes.
Crusty cuticles.
Fuck, I want to say taste the taint. Almost. I almost put that over the first.
Taste the taint.
Tight dick player.